Hey everyone, Firescale Audiobooks here. If there's a novel you'd love to hear more of, you can support us on Patreon or Ko-fi. Depending on your tier, I'll make extra parts just for the stories you're most excited about. Usually I can only upload 4 to 5 parts of each novel, but with your support, we can go beyond that. And of course, don't forget to hit subscribe. It helps more than you know.
Ugh. I really thought the activities in the food section would be more exciting. But it turns out it's just a piece of junk. What's the point of seeing something you can't eat? Exactly, most players aren't high level right now. Even normal level dungeons aren't something everyone can clear. Okay, if we can't clear a dungeon, we can at least get a regular skin to satisfy our curiosity. But if those in the dinner zone can't clear it, they won't get a single thing. I can't believe even the game's official team would treat the mealtime section like this. I feel sorry for the players in that section. But I G want to laugh, hahaha. St. Cassia has now become the universally acknowledged foolish zone for watching players eat. Upon seeing these comments, Lin Xiao couldn't help but sneer. You can't talk about ice with a summer insect, he thought. A bunch of ignorant and fearless idiots. Lin Xiao arrived at the Phoenix Pavilion ahead, found Xin Yiku, and handed him the 10 illusionary immortal stones that Katarina had dropped. Refine all your equipment to +5. Although Lin Xiao was arrogant, he was not conceited. He was well aware of how dangerous it was for him to face the hidden upgrade boss with his current strength. So he had to make thorough preparations. The illusionary immortal stone can be used to refine equipment. The higher the refinement level, the stronger the attributes. He must be in the best condition to face the challenges. Xin Yiku looked at Lin Xiao with the kind of care one would give a mentally challenged child. Big brother. You're not kidding, Miryu. Lin Xiao is currently wearing a full set of purple gear. Refining purple gear once requires 3 illusionary immortal stones. And success is not guaranteed every time, especially after +5 if it fails. Not only may the refinement level be reduced to 0, but the gear may even be destroyed. This is why Lin Xiao is only asking for +5 now. With the equipment Lin Xiao currently has, even if he succeeds in refining every time, he would need 105 refinements to get everything to +5. Not to mention the awful failure rate. He would need at least 400 refinements to guarantee that. Lin Xiao is now offering 10 illusionary immortal stones, expecting Xin Yiku to refine his entire set of equipment to +5. Isn't that absurd? But Lin Xiao said, I know that a top-tier equipment merchant like you must have a lot of valuable stock. Consider this alone, you can think of it as an investment. Lin Xiao is arguably the first person in the game to borrow treasures from NPCs to attract investment. Xin Yiku's lips curled into a smirk. Invest. Me invest in you, master? I'm such a stingy person. I wouldn't even invest in my own mother. How do you think I would invest in you? Lin Xiao said. You can bet that I'll become a supreme true god in the future. Thinking about it that way, don't you think I'm a rare commodity? Lin Xiao spoke casually, looking completely relaxed. But Xin Yiku laughed loudly. Supreme true god, hahaha. Our third princess's only ambition is to obtain the true dragon city. Yet you dare to dream of becoming a supreme true god. Lin Xiao said calmly, you find it laughable. But have you ever considered what if I actually succeed? Xin Yiku could no longer laugh. Although Xin Yiku saw no hope that Lin Xiao had of becoming a supreme true god, Lin Xiao's words seemed to have a magical power that made Xin Yiku dare not underestimate him. He remained silent for a long while, then finally let out a long breath and said in a deep voice, Fine, consider me crazy. I'll invest in you today even if it's all for nothing, soon. Xin Yiku finished refining Lin Xiao's Katarina katana. And the +5 katana's base attack power reached 2000. Its magic power even reached 4000 immediately afterwards. Xin Yiku refined all of Lin Xiao's ornaments and armor. After equipping the refined gear, Lin Xiao's base attributes surged to a new level once again. Health points 7760, attack power 2798, spell power 4885. Dual defense 2000+. Enchantment switched to single defense, 4,000 plus. Lin Xiao was satisfied. If he had previously calculated his chances of winning to be 30%. Now he had a 50% chance. A 50% chance of winning isn't high for many people. But Lin Xiao is a super adventurer. As long as the chances of winning are greater than 50%, he will go all out without hesitation. Lin Xiao left Phoenix Tower, preparing to teleport to the Netherworld Fortress. As soon as Lin Xiao stepped out the door, Mo Union appeared. Do you really think he's worth investing in? Xin Yiku smiled wryly. It's hard to say, perhaps. It's worth it, Mo Union frowned, lost in thought. Lin Xiao's infamous name was cleared, and he swaggered towards the teleportation array of True Dragon City. The refined equipment had a subtle, flowing light on its surface, making it very eye-catching. Along the way, all the players who passed by couldn't help but stop and marvel at it. Holy crap, I could tolerate a full set of purple gear. I could tolerate a full set of enchanted gear. But now they've added a full set of +5 refined gear. Why are they being so cruel? Can't they give us a little hope of catching up? I used to think that if I tried hard enough, I could even get close to the genius. But now I realize I can't even touch their toes. I'm so envious, tears welling up in my eyes. Stop me. I have a plate of braised beef with soy sauce, and I'm definitely bringing it out for the master to try today. Just then Lin Xiao received a separate system message. Player Invincible Madman has killed 52 people, becoming the champion of the God of Slaughter ranking. The God-slaying ring has been forcibly transferred to the new champion. Lin Xiao opened the God of Slaughter ranking and, sure enough, the top spot had been taken by the Madman Invincible. And the God-slaying ring he had just obtained yesterday had disappeared from his middle finger. But Lin Xiao wasn't angry, in the contrary. He seemed quite pleased. Suddenly a dazzling light flashed. And Madman Invincible, forgiveness, hat eat % shit bro. And the others appeared together at the teleportation stone. He chuckled in a strange, almost mocking tone, ha ha ha. Sword Feather God, what a coincidence. The arrogant and invincible man retorted, Sword Feather. Don't listen to him. I'm here specifically to show off to you, so what? Lin Xiao sneered, you got first place by hiring actors. And you have the nerve to come and brag to me, ha ha ha. The invincible madman laughed wildly. Which eye of yours saw that the leaderboard forbids hiring actors? See this Godslayer ring on my hand? Even the official team has confirmed my kills are valid. What else do you have to complain about? You have to use your brain when playing games, understand? Lin Xiao smirked, right. You need to use your brain when playing games. Too bad you didn't. Lin Xiao's eyes flashed with murderous intent. Yesterday I killed 48 points. Today you killed 52 points. The Godslayer ring's 100 kill points are exactly stacked. Thank you. As he spoke, Lin Xiao had already raised the katana in his hand. The group of Invincible Man and others were taken aback for a moment, then burst into laughter. Seriously, Jianyu, are you out of your mind? Even if you were, you should be able to see this as a safe zone. Lin Xiao smiled coldly, and the katana in his hand suddenly emitted a dazzling and blinding light. Holy light descends. The onlookers couldn't help but laugh at this scene, whispering among themselves. It seemed that Jianyu had truly lost his mind after such a defeat. They've even forgotten such a basic game rule as not killing people in the safe zone. However, when the holy light disappeared, everyone's jaws dropped in astonishment. Just moments ago, the arrogant and domineering madman Invincible and his ilk were all lying dead on the ground. They actually are really dead. Not only did he die, but he died a gruesome death. His entire body was completely naked, except for a pair of beginner's shorts. All his equipment had been looted and scattered all over the ground. The god-slaying ring that the madman Invincible hadn't even had a chance to warm up before returned to Lin Xiao's hands. The scene was completely silent, as quiet as a funeral hall in the middle of the night. Lin Xiao glanced disdainfully at the corpses on the ground and said coldly, "You'd better stay down until I leave. If you dare to get up, I'll kill you every time." The arrogant and invincible man's face trembled, turning red from the heat. when Lin Xiao's holy light shone just now. He thought Lin Xiao had lost his mind and wasn't prepared to die at all. As a result, when he fell, his body leaned forward, his buttocks sticking up high, and he was in a shameful position that was not suitable for children. In addition, all his equipment had been looted, leaving him only in his underwear, making him look like a gay man bending over to offer himself up. He certainly wanted to be resurrected, but he dared not. Because Jian Yu made it very clear, if he dares to get up, then he will be killed every time he gets up. The madman was on the verge of collapse. This sword feather was actually able to kill people in the safe zone. And he didn't even get a red name after killing them. Is there no law? Is there no justice? Lin Xiao picked up all the equipment scattered on the ground with a single click, then went to the teleportation portal and turned back, saying, "Listen, I hate it when people cheat on me. I didn't mention the bet you made about changing your ID last time. But that doesn't mean I forgot. If you don't change your ID today, I'll kill you every time I see you." Lin Xiao's words sent a chill down Quang Wudi's spine once again. After issuing the warning, Lin Xiao teleported away. The news of Jian Yu killing someone in the safe zone spread throughout the entire server immediately. Several players who had hired actors to compete for the Killing God ranking immediately stopped their ridiculous cheating behavior upon seeing the news. Anyone who steals from Jian Yu will die. Even the safe zone isn't safe. Who would dare steal from there, with Lin Xiao gone? The madman and the others finally dared to revive. "What are you looking at? Haven't you ever seen a body like mine before?" The arrogant and invincible man roared at the snickering onlookers. "Why don't you call your wives and mothers over to admire it too?" Anger had completely robbed him of his reason. The guy with the forgiving hat asked cautiously, "Invincible bro, now that Sword Feather has made some tough statements, what are you planning to do next? You're not really going to change your ID, are you?" K your mother, the madman went completely berserk. The man in the hat continued, "But Jianio he." The arrogant and invincible man gritted his teeth and said, "What's there to be afraid of? I'll just immigrate. I don't want to stay in this food-eating section anymore." In Eternal Journey, players can migrate to other regions. But this requires a national pass, which can only be used once. Although national documents are rare, they are not a difficult thing for people like the madman Woody. Eating shit in the wind, and the other's eyes lit up. "That's right. Invincible bro, we're brilliant if they don't want us here. There are plenty of other places that will, that's right. A real man shouldn't live at the mercy of others. Invincible bro will go with you. We're all skilled players, the problem isn't with us. It's with this foolish section. Let's find a good Huxia server to switch to. And I guarantee we'll take off in 3 days." Apart from Fan Huoryu, all 48 other top achievers on the leaderboard have decided to immigrate collectively. The madman gritted his teeth and said hatefully, "Sword Feather, you just wait. Once I've taken off in other servers, the first thing I'll do is wipe out St. Cassia. The Netherworld Fortress is a pass stretching for tens of kilometers, flanked by towering green mountains. A narrow passage runs through the middle, leading directly to the instance's portal. The magnificent sea of clouds and mist, contrasting with the evergreen pines and cypresses in the mountains, lend this serene and beautiful place a touch of mystery. A skin-themed extravaganza event shattered the tranquility here. The entrance to the Fortress Valley was already packed with people. Level 12 high-explosive gunner seeking a team. 100 soul-penetrating rounds ready, ample ammo. Every shot hits. Don't talk to me about bronze or silver bosses. I'll crush them all. Give me 2 healers and I'll give you a pentakill. Super skilled assassin looking for a team. Stealth skill learned can take down bosses. Protect the Kara champion's mentalitaking level skills. Invincible below Sword Feather level. Even with incredible skill, still incredibly stable. One condition: first kill is mine, hard difficulty. Hard difficulty, even a casual player has dreams. Any dreamers out there, let's get this adrenaline pumping. A tanky unstoppable team will lead the charge. So tanky you'll doubt your eyes. Even the boss will be devastated. If you think you can handle it, join the team and let's go. The people looking to team up completely blocked the entrance to the dungeon. After all, most players only dared to run the normal difficulty dungeon. And advanced players like them who wanted to challenge the hard difficulty were in the minority. So it was very difficult to find a team. But their continued blocking the way caused a lot of complaints from the players who had already formed teams behind them. A wizard roared, "Hey you little brats. Don't you have any sense of public decency? You're just hogging the toilet without doing your business. I need to get to work tomorrow." A gunner immediately retorted, "Shut up. You MR. A bunch of trash running normal dungeon stomp mess with me. We civilized people love to K your mother." The previously vocal arrogant player also chimed in, "My grinding on hard difficulty makes me superior to you trash. So what, you disagree, then cry your eyes out." The wizard roared, "What the hell are you pretending for? You think you're something special just because you cleared a hard dungeon? Where does your sense of superiority come from? Why don't you guys go and try clearing Inferno difficulty? You're all just going to die anyway. Can't you at least put on a little more of a show before you die?" The arrogant player sneered, talking big about running the purgatory dungeon. It's easy for you to say that when you're not doing the work yourself. Go ask Jian Yu, see if he dares to run the purgatory dungeon. Before the madman player could finish speaking, Lin Xiao, dressed in a full set of +5 refined, arrived at the dungeon entrance. "I dare make way." The madman turned and roared, "F***KU. I was talking about sword feather." No sooner had he finished cursing than Quangman recognized the person in front of him. And his teeth chattered with fear. Great God, please don't misunderstand. I'm just a little sarcastic, that's all. Please don't misunderstand, when Jian Yu kills someone, all their equipment will be lost. The higher the level of the player, the more afraid they are of the consequences, since their equipment is very difficult to obtain and cannot be bought even with money. Lin Xiao said coldly again, "I dare get out of the way." Yes, please, great God," Quangman said with a fawning smile to Lin Xiao. Then turned and yelled at the people in front of him. "Get out of my way, can't you see great God Jian Yu is here? You're just hogging the spot. Trying to show off your backside." Those previously arrogant high-level players no longer dared to block the road. They immediately stepped back, their faces beaming with smiles as they lined the path to welcome them. Lin Xiao arrived at the entrance of the dungeon, and all eyes were fixed on the portal, unlike them, who stood at the door shouting for ages but didn't dare to come in. Lin Xiao only paused for a second, selected the dungeon difficulty, and stepped inside without looking back. The blue portal turned red, and the entire audience gasped in surprise. They all knew what this meant. Lin Xiao wasn't just bluffing. He had actually chosen the purgatory dungeon. The news of Lin Xiao entering the purgatory instance quickly spread across the entire internet. It also alarmed countless offline big shots. Royal Dynasty Club, the most luxurious entertainment club in Yanhai City. In the spacious and luxurious emperor's private room, a middle-aged man with slick-back hair sat on the sofa. On either side of him sat two beautiful young girls. The two girls were quite young and were part-time campus beauties from a nearby university. Behind the middle-aged man stood 2 rows of muscular men in matching black suits. The 2 school beauties were clearly intimidated by this sight. The middle-aged man remained motionless, and the 2 girls dared not take the initiative to act coquettishly. Just then, a mature and beautiful woman in her 30s walked into the private room. She was wearing a white cheongsam, and her demeanor was alluring and charming. The hem of the cheongsam was slit all the way up to her waist. Even the well-trained bodyguards in suits couldn't help but stare at her snow-white legs and secretly swallowed. As soon as the beautiful woman arrived, the 2 school beauties immediately stood up. "Sister Hong." With a wave of her hand, the 2 school beauties were granted a pardon and quickly slipped away. The middle-aged man waved his hand, and the 2 rows of bodyguards tactfully left the private room. The beautiful woman sat down next to the middle-aged man with a smile. A lewd smile appeared in the middle-aged man's eyes, and he immediately placed one hand on the woman's shapely leg, caressing it with unrestrained pleasure. starting from her knee moving up her thigh little by little. Just as the middle-aged man's hand was about to cross the line, the beautiful woman gently pressed his hand down. Mr. Xiao, I just received news that Jian Yu has entered the purgatory instance. The middle-aged man's expression changed, and his hand immediately stopped moving. The beautiful woman then asked, do you really think he can solo the infernal dungeon? The middle-aged man said in a deep voice, no. The beautiful woman asked, why? The middle-aged man said smugly, because this is the result calculated by 200 senior engineers in our company. Jian Yu absolutely cannot solo the purgatory dungeon. He will be utterly defeated when he encounters the ghostly tribe. The beautiful woman sneered. It seems that sword feathers aren't as miraculous as the legends say. The middle-aged man said, the rumors are indeed somewhat exaggerated, but it's undeniable that he is a rare genius. I know many people are eyeing him, and we can't fall behind. You go into the game right now and talk to him. We must do everything in our power to bring him to our company. The beautiful woman deliberately coquettishly said, at all costs if he wants me. The middle-aged man sneered, he's dreaming. You're the only treasure Zhao Hongli can't trade. Even the sword feather isn't worth such a huge investment. The beautiful woman laughed happily, then lay down on the sofa and started playing the game. Zhao Hongli stared at her alluring gundulating body, licked his lips and his eyes burned with lust. After Lin Xiao entered the instance, what lay before him was a winding and rugged canyon passage, in which two kinds of wild monsters were mixed together. One type is the bone-chopping bull wielding a giant axe. These bone-chopping bulls are over 3 meters tall, with ferocious faces and constantly spewing fire mist from their noses. They are clearly super tanks. Another type is the fire witch, whose body is engulfed in flames and who constantly emits a disgusting, wicked laugh. Both the bone-chopping bull and the fire-loving witch have received purgatory-level buffs, making them arguably mini-bosses, because it's a mix of physical and magical damage. Lin Xiao couldn't trigger the equipment's enchantment to convert into single-target defense, and with so many of them it was indeed quite difficult. It truly lives up to its reputation as a hellish dungeon. However, Lin Xiao didn't mind. The god-slaying ring had just circled around in that idiot's hand and returned, accumulating a lot of kill points, which could be said to have helped Lin Xiao a lot. Swift Wind Shadow Slash, there were too many monsters, and they were attacking with 2 different types of damage. Even Lin Xiao couldn't guarantee he could withstand it. Therefore, instead of luring the monsters, Lin Xiao wisely chose to start with Swift Shadow Slash. Bang! Wherever the gust of wind went, monsters were swept away. The fragile fire witches all perished in midair, while the tanky bone chopper, though still low on health, also failed to land alive. Flying Slash. Lin Xiao's figure flashed upwards, violently slashing in midair. Under the barrage of the massive blade light, those bone-chopping bulls also breathed their last. Lin Xiao suddenly charged forward. The Yi River is cold. The torrential rain poured down, freezing the water into ice. Before the surrounding monsters could react, they were all frozen solid. The squishy ones died on the spot, and the remaining bulls were also caught in a flurry of attacks by Lin Xiao's sharp blades, none of them escaping either. Heavenly Fire Dragon. The fire dragon roared out, and because of the follow-up damage, Lin Xiao didn't need to deal any more damage even to the bone-chopping bull. To speed things up, he activated Swift Steps and crossed the Sea of Fire. With his unstoppable and relentless damage output, Lin Xiao successfully fought his way through and reached the middle of the canyon. Here encountered the ghostly, fierce man that Zhao Hongli had mentioned. The ghostly centaur is a half-human, half-horse monster. Its upper body is that of a brute ghost with immense strength. It has a huge, blood-stained face with fangs protruding from its mouth, and thick, green saliva dripping from the corners of its mouth. It is disgusting, terrifying, and sends chills down one's spine. Its lower body is that of a monstrous horse, with exposed flesh and bones in many places, and you can even see half of an undigested human remains in its stomach. Ghostly human, a surreal ghost with a terrifying will. Level 17 grade, silver health points, 90,722. Attack power 3699 defense, 5005. Skill Demon Charge charges fiercely towards the target, dealing massive damage to enemies with its ferocious impact. Once an enemy is hit, the will be trampled by its iron hooves, and the damage from the trampling is twice that of the initial impact. Terror Will, Ghostly Centaur unleashes his Terror Will. Enemies terrified by it will not only suffer massive damage, but also lose their will to fight. Be disarmed for 3 seconds, and dare not launch any attacks against it. Human-horse separation, the ghostly human horse can split itself in two, becoming one ghostly and the other ghostly horse. The two can then cooperate in battle to jointly attack the enemy. The ghostly centaur's attributes weren't much stronger than other silver rank bosses, but its skills were far more overpowered. No wonder Zhao Hongli was certain that Lin Xiao would be defeated once he arrived here. However, Lin Xiao didn't think so. Lin Xiao raised the katana in his hand. But then his message box popped up, blood red lips. Lin Xiao was stunned. This person wasn't his friend, and he had clearly set his account to prevent strangers from contacting him. How could this person with the bright red lips have sent him a message? But Lin Xiao was no ordinary person. He quickly realized that the other party had a secret message card, which could force messages to be sent to any player. However, if the other party still chose to block her, then she could no longer harass them. Therefore, to avoid failing to strike up a conversation, these people usually start with a very provocative first sentence, making it hard for others to block them. Lin Xiao opened the message box. The pro should be close to getting Ghostly Centaur by now. Maybe the pro doesn't want to hear it, but I still have to say it. My boss already predicted the outcome. You won't win tonight. But even though you might fail, he still admires you. So don't be upset about this small setback. If you're willing, you can get anything from my boss except me. Would you do me the honor of discussing this further later? No victory tonight, Lin Xiao sneered dismissively. Although he didn't know who the owner of Blood Red Lips was, Lin Xiao was naturally annoyed that this guy dared to assert his defeat. Lin Xiao replied with a message, "Ignorance is the most laughable thing." The reply came instantly, "Master, what do you mean by this?" Lin Xiao said, "It's nothing. I'll block you again in 10 minutes, Master. We are truly Sinceriso, why are you turning us away? And why do we have to wait 10 minutes? You'll find out then, now shut up." Lin Xiao then closed the dialogue box. Although the ghostly human skills are incredibly powerful, they are not invincible. In fact, Lin Xiao was already confident of victory. He even started recording the game, preparing to capture his impressive performance later on. He knew he would impress even himself with his skill, so he had to record it for the entire internet to enjoy. Swift Wind Shadow Slash. Lin Xiao opened the prelude to the decisive battle with a gust of wind. When the ghostly horse was struck by the gust of wind, it immediately entered a state of rage. It turned around and charged towards Lin Xiao. Charged with madness, the massive body of the ghostly humanoid, carrying immense power, charged forward with lightning speed. The canyon was too narrow. Lin Xiao had absolutely no way to avoid it. Flying slash. Under these circumstances, Lin Xiao did not choose the foolproof 100-step flying sword technique, but instead risked his life by choosing the flying slash. This was an extremely risky move, because in Ghostly Horse's lightning-fast state, it would be difficult for him to accurately find the landing point of the flying slash. If he misjudged and landed right in front of Ghostly Horse, he would be directly knocked over and brutally trampled several times. Even if Lin Xiao didn't die, Ghostly Horse would then unleash a terrifying will, disarming Lin Xiao for 3 seconds and rendering him unable to launch any attacks. In that case, he would still have no chance of survival. This is a maneuver that no other player could pull off. But Lin Xiao accomplished it. He precisely dodged behind the charging ghostly humanoid, unleashing a blade of light that locked onto the creature, dragging it for over 20 meters before finally striking it squarely. Cross-shaped evil crescent slash. Lin Xiao was already fast enough, He unleashed the vertical sword slash and the horizontal slash almost the instant he landed. However, the ghostly centaur pulled off a jaw-dropping maneuver. Its massive body couldn't easily turn around in the narrow canyon, but it miraculously changed direction on the spot, charging back. This kind of operation can be considered system cheating. But Lin Xiao didn't take it seriously, because he had experienced too many things like this before and was already used to it. Lin Xiao swiftly unleashed a fearless wind wall. Face the storm, boom. The ghostly charge of the demon warriors crashed headlong into the fearless wind wall, the massive shockwave sending shivers down the spines of the entire canyon and sending rocks flying. Flash! Lin Xiao could have hidden behind the wind wall at this moment and used several of ghostly warrior's skills for free, but instead inexplicably flashed backward, moving 20 meters away. If an outsider saw this, they would definitely think that Lin Xiao was flustered and confused, and had misremembered the skill, so he used it haphazardly. But in 0.01 seconds, the truth will slap them all in the face. In the instant Lin Xiao vanished, a terrifying cloud of black energy erupted from the ghostly warriors. Terror's will, unable to break through the wind wall. The ghostly centaur unleashed its terrifying will. Although Lin Xiao's wind wall could withstand all physical attacks and enemies, it could not withstand attacks of the void attributes such as light and wind. The terrifying black aura instantly passed through the gap in the wind wall. If Lin Xiao hadn't dodged without hesitation, he would not only have suffered massive magic damage but also been disarmed for 3 seconds. The battle situation might have been reversed, or he might have been directly defeated. Lin Xiao's actions this time have gone beyond the scope of simple operations. Rather, it stemmed from his extensive combat experience in his previous life. Without that rich accumulation of combat experience, he could never have made such an accurate prediction. Looking across the entire server so far, only Lin Xiao has managed to pull off this move. Heavenly Fire Dragon. The fire dragon pierced through the black mist and wind walls, devouring the ghostly human horse. The ghostly centaur's base stats weren't high to begin with, and under Lin Xiao's repeated attacks, its health was down to only 30%, while Lin Xiao's attacks became increasingly fierce and damaging. The wind wall disappeared, and the ghostly warriors launched their ghostly charge once again. 100-step flying sword. The lightsabers clashed with the ghostly humanoid in the canyon, and the ghostly humanoid suffered another heavy blow. Enraged at being on the verge of death, the ghostly humanoid was cleaved in two the instant the lightsaber pierced through its body. Ghostly Fiend used his ultimate technique, separating man and horse, a ghostly swordsman, missing both legs and levitating in midair, and a headless, decaying monstrous horse, together launched a deadly attack on Lin Xiao in an instant. The entire canyon was filled with ghostly shadows and eerie cries. Victory or defeat, life or death, hinges on this one battle. Lin Xiao's lips curled into a cold smile. Holy light descends, holy light filled the canyon, blinding both the ghostly swordsman and the corrupting ghost horse, rendering them all without a target against the current. The holy light combined with the ice rain was enough to kill the wounded ghost swordsman and the corrupted ghost horse. The only uncertainty was whether Lin Xiao could survive. Bang! Lin Xiao was knocked away by the impact of the corrupt ghost horse, and several ghostly blades were stuck in his body. Lin Xiao had already used his 100 steps flying sword and flash, so naturally he couldn't dodge this attack that combined with countless ghostly shadows and savage impact. However, a full set of +5 refined gear is no joke. Even though the ghostly human's final desperate attack dealt explosive damage, it was absolutely impossible for him to instantly kill Lin Xiao, who had 7,000 plus HP and 2,000 plus defense. Lin Xiao's health dropped by more than half, but he had the last laugh soon. The announcement of Lin Xiao's killing of Gui Li's humanoid horse spread throughout the entire server. Inside the private room, Zhao Hongli was about to take advantage of Hong Jai, who was logged into the game. But just as his lips were about to kiss her chest, Hong Jai screamed and suddenly woke up. Zhao Hongli was startled and said somewhat displeased, What's wrong? Didn't I tell you to talk to Jian Yu about recruiting him? Why did you log off the game so quickly? Didn't he reply to your message? Sister Hong said in a panic. No replied, but he said. Zhao Hongli urged, what did he say? Tell me quickly. He said he would block me in 10 minutes. Why do we have to wait 10 minutes? I don't know, but what? Tell me quickly. When it came to Jian Yu, Zhao Hongli had completely lost his previous gentleness. Sister Hong was also frightened and said in a trembling voice, he single-handedly killed Ghostly Force. Zhao Hongli froze on the spot. Zhao Hongli is the president of an underground foundation that has been laundering money for various bigwigs for years. At the same time, it has also invested in many listed technology companies. He is a ruthless character who has connections in both the legal and illegal worlds. Since joining the Eternal Journey Profit Alliance, he has devoted all his resources to the game. He knew very well that the Eternal Journey was a contest he absolutely could not afford to lose. So he had to recruit enough gaming geniuses to serve him. He had previously considered sending people to run the Infernal Difficulty dungeon. But after meticulous calculations by more than 200 senior engineers in the company, they concluded that with the current strength of the players in the game, no one could possibly clear the Infernal Difficulty dungeon, including Sword Feather. His engineers are all world-class computer geniuses. 1 or 2 calculation errors might be forgivable, but for 200 of them to make the same mistake is unforgivable. Zhao Hongli remained frozen for a long time before finally making a phone call. Old Joe, you assured me before that Jian Yu could never defeat the ghostly centaur. What do you say now, Mr. Zhao? This is impossible. My team meticulously studied his performance yesterday, calculated his damage and defense. Even with his exceptional skills, there's absolutely no way he could defeat the ghostly centaur. It turns out that Zhao Hongli's men were calculating Lin Xiao's strength based on his performance yesterday. This method works fine for other players, because no matter how much they improve, they can't possibly double their progress in a single day. However, this method is clearly not suitable for Lin Xiao. With all his equipment refined to +5, his defense and health would more than double. When the Godslayer ring is fully stacked, base attack will increase by another 100%. Today's Lin Xiao is no longer the Lin Xiao of yesterday. Yet they want to use the sword of the previous dynasty to execute officials of the current dynasty. Isn't that ridiculous? Old Zhao Hu was on the other end of the line. Knew Zhao Hongli's temperament very well and quickly said, Mr. Zhao, don't worry. Perhaps our calculations had a slight mishap, but it definitely won't affect the result. Even if Jian Yu gets lucky and manages to solo kill Gui Li's men, he still has no chance of clearing the Purgatory dungeon. Zhao Hongli sneered, is that so? I'm warning you. I've already staked my entire life on the Eternal Journey, and I can't afford to lose anything. I'll ask you one more time. You'd better think carefully before you answer. Do you dare to guarantee that Jian Yu will definitely be able to clear the Purgatory dungeon 100%? Old Joe said, I guarantee 100% that Jian Yu absolutely cannot clear the Purgatory dungeon, because he will be facing the final boss Kasha Pio, which is a boss he is not capable of facing right now. I'm willing to stake my life on this. Zhao Hongli then snorted coldly and said, You'd better make sure you haven't miscalculated. Otherwise, I can guarantee with absolute certainty that when I get angry, the consequences will be very serious. Zhao Hongli hung up the phone and said to Sister Hong, Get back into the game right now. I don't care what method you use. You must secure this opportunity to cooperate with Jian Yu. Remember, as long as he's willing to cooperate with me, I'm willing to pay any price including you. Sister Hong was taken aback. President Zhao Yu. Zhao Hongli roared, Is there a problem? Sister Hong swallowed hard, her voice trembling as she said, No problem. Lin Xiao sorted through the treasures dropped by the ghostly warriors. Besides 2 pieces of purple equipment with excellent attributes and 20 illusionary immortal stones, there was also a dragon blood orchid and a dragon tooth grass. Dragon Blood Orchid, an important material for crafting blood pool elixir talismans. Dragon Tooth Grass, an important material for crafting punishment elixir talismans. Lin Xiao's lips curled into a smile. After grinding for so many days, he had finally obtained the two materials he had been longing for. After Lin Xiao obtained the beginner's alchemy manual from Xin Yiku, he farmed a lot of materials for crafting pill talismans in the Misty Forest. However, these were all ordinary materials, which could only be used to make some ordinary pills. They could make some pills that could restore health and mana for ordinary players. But it was absolutely impossible to make those special pill talismans with magical effects, because those special pill talismans require special materials to make. And Lin Xiao hasn't been able to get them yet. He can only keep putting it off. Now that he's obtained Dragon Blood Orchid and Dragon Tooth Grass, he can finally officially start crafting pill talismans. Lin Xiao used his mind to bring up the interface for creating pill talismans. Please select the talisman you wish to create. Lin Xiao first chose the Blood Pool Pill Talisman. Please place the required materials into the corresponding spaces. Lin Xiao first placed the Dragon Blood Orchid, and then placed the various herbs he had accumulated over the past few days into the empty spaces according to the requirements. Only one Dragon Blood Orchid is needed, but the other materials require more than 500 portions, which shows how precious and important the Dragon Blood Orchid is. Ding, Blood Pool Elixir Talisman has been completed. Blood Pool Elixir Talisman instantly restores 70% of lost health. Shelf life 30 days, cooldown 300 seconds. Ordinary healing potions restore a certain amount of health within 15 seconds. And that amount of health restoration is far from enough to meet Lin Xiao's needs, let alone the fact that it takes 15 seconds. When soloing a boss, life and death often hang in the balance in an instant. There's no time to wait 15 seconds, however. It's important to note that the instant healing effect of the healing pill does not mean restoring 70% of your health, but rather restoring 70% of the health you've already lost. These are fundamentally different. For example, if you have 100 health points and lose 10, you'll only recover 70% of those 10 points, which is just 7 health points, a complete waste. With a 300-second cooldown, you'll basically never have a chance to use it a second time. However, if you lose 99 points of health, the effect is astonishing. 70% of 99 points can instantly restore 69. 3 points of health, which is a world of difference. The more health you lose, the more health you recover. This really tests a player's damage calculation ability. If you miscalculate and never get the chance to use it before you die, that would be really frustrating afterwards. Lin Xiao created another punitive pill talisman. Punishment Talisman. When cast on an enemy, it will inflict a punitive effect, instantly taking away 10% of the enemy's health and removing all positive status effects from the enemy. Shelf life 30 days, cooldown 300 seconds. The so-called positive status refers to all beneficial attribute statuses such as increased movement speed, increased attack speed, enhanced defense, enhanced attack, and increased health when a boss is enraged. It loves to unleash all sorts of abnormal attributes, and the punishment pill is specifically designed to counter these abnormalities. There are many types of elixir runes in Eternal Journey, but players can only equip 2 at a time. And after equipping one, they must wait 2 hours before they can switch to another elixir rune. Therefore, there is no situation where the Danfu Chinese letter is being misused. After equipping himself with the Blood Pool Talisman and the Punishment Talisman, Lin Xiao's confidence exploded instantly. Just a few minutes later, he had fought his way to the deepest part of the Netherworld Fortress. Kasha Piath, final boss of the Infernal Dungeon, has finally met her challenger. Kasha Pu is a snake woman if you only look at her upper body. Even a man with kidney deficiency and anemia would be unable to resist getting a nosebleed on the spot. Her appearance are ice in every strand of her hair exuded an irresistible witching charm. The valley was shrouded in mist, which condensed into water droplets on her translucent skin. Even those droplets were incredibly beautiful. In the real world, countless billionaires would probably be willing to spend a fortune just to lick the water droplets off her body. But if you look at her lower body, it will send chills down the spine of any man. Her lower body is a thick, terrifying snake tail. The dark green snakeskin pattern exuded a chilling black aura. And even from a distance, Lin Xiao could feel a heart-wrenching coldness. Lin Xiao glanced at her attributes. Cassiopeia, an evil succubus who feeds on men's brains. She can make men show the most pleasurable and satisfied smiles while she is feeding on their brains. Level 18 grade, silver health points, 156,000. Spell power 7924, dual protection, 6912. Just looking at these basic attributes, he's already more than half stronger than Katarina. Lin Xiao almost lost to Katarina back then. So if this is still a close call, then this is a close call. Then look at her skills and special attributes. And it's a completely different story. Skills: Binding Swamp, Deadly Fang. Bound Swamp, Cassiopeia spews out a cloud of venom that contaminates the surrounding ground. Enemies within the contaminated area suffer massive venom damage and are simultaneously inflicted with the swamp binding status, slowing them by 50%, preventing them from accelerating, and inhibiting the use of any dash or movement skills. This means that once Lin Xiao is in the venom-contaminated area, he will be unable to use skills such as Blade Assault, 100 Steps, Flying Sword, and Flat. And he won't even be able to activate Swift Step to speed up his escape. This skill is a nightmare for all skill-based players. Once trapped in the venomous swamp, forget about showing off your abilities. Deadly Fang, Cassiopeia will continuously spew venom at the target. The venom can be stacked. When the venom damage is stacked to 3 layers, the enemy will be in a weakened state for 5 seconds. Enemies in a weakened state will have their attack power, defense, and movement speed all halved, besides her skills being completely unreasonable. What's even more terrifying is that she has a hidden attribute. Hidden attribute requires identification. It will be automatically revealed when attacked. Please be prepared, as the identification result is often devastating for the enemy. This information was previously released on the official website. It was precisely because of this information that no one dared to challenge the Purgatory Dungeon. And it was because of this that Zhao Hongli's top engineers calculated that Lin Xiao had no chance of succeeding in the challenge. Until just now, Lao Zhou remained absolutely convinced of his judgment. It was precisely because of this inexplicable self-confidence that he dared to gamble his life and fortune on Lin Xiao losing. But Lin Xiao didn't think so. Lin Xiao's greatest confidence came from the fact that he knew he would never be instantly killed and that he was very resilient. Because although Cassiopeia's damage is abnormal, it is single-target poison magic damage, and Lin Xiao's equipment can be enchanted and converted to magic defense. With over 4,000 single-target magic defense and nearly 8,000 HP, Lin Xiao is guaranteed not to be killed in one hit. However, Lin Xiao did not attack rashly, because Cassiopeia was watching him. A boss like her already had her own consciousness, so he could not act like a brainless brute and just start fighting as soon as they met. Because if you're lucky, you can get more unexpected rewards from these bosses. Cassiopeia slowly swam towards Lin Xiao, her snake tail creating beautiful ripples on the ground. Her wild snakeskin bodice could barely cover her surging snow-capped peaks, and the water droplets formed by condensation on her fair and full breasts looked exceptionally crystal clear and alluring. As Cassiopeia swayed her slender waist closer, she chuckled leisurely. "I bet you've never made love with a snake woman, have you?" Lin Xiao hummed in agreement. Cassiopeia continued, "Why? Is it because you feel that the snake woman can't make you happy like other women?" As they spoke, Cassiopeia drew closer and closer to Lin Xiao. "Heh. Cassiopeia let out a seductive laugh that could stir the soul. Actually, compared to other women, snake women can bring men more pleasure. Cassia deliberately stuck out her tongue and licked her red lips. Her tongue was different from a human's. It was a long, forked snake tongue when she extended it. An intoxicating fragrance filled the air. This was blatant provocation. But Lin Xiao remained unmoved. Kashapu sighed, he really is a different kind of man. Perhaps only a goddess like Kyanathe Night Queen could stir your cold heart. Lin Xiao was taken aback. You know about Night Queen Kiana. Kashapu was also taken aback. But immediately she sneered. It's quite surprising that a newcomer like you has heard of the Night King. Lin Xiao asked coldly. What is your relationship with Kiana? Kashapu readily admitted. When His Majesty the Night King left the Holy Light Continent, he left behind many demonic pets and I was one of them. Lin Xiao was astonished. This snake woman was actually Kiana's pet. Although Lin Xiao inherited Kiana's Night King system, his understanding of Kiana was limited to knowing that she was an unparalleled goddess. Even though she has been missing for a century, King Pyro of the Sword Immortal City still remembers her fondly. Aside from her beauty, Lin Xiao knew nothing else about her. He hadn't expected her to keep such a large number of demonic pets. Did she belong to the forces of darkness? Or to the forces of Justiceth gods? Kasha said, you seem to really admire my master. Lin Xiao said, it's just curiosity, Kasha Pio added. My master is certainly not someone you can even dream of. You don't even have the right to look up to her but. Kasha's eyes gleamed with seductive allure. You can fantasize about me. You can imagine what it would be like to make love with a snake woman. What an exciting experience that would be. Perhaps I really will fulfill your fantasies. After saying that, she stuck out her snake tongue and licked her fragrant lips. Lin Xiao smiled slightly. I don't think I'll have any happiness with you. When I kiss you, your tongue will release venom, plunging me into a numbing illusory state of pleasure. Then, your beautiful hair will turn into countless tiny snakes, biting through my skull, piercing my bone, sucking my brains. And finally, I will become a brainless corpse with a satisfied smile. Right in his previous life, Lin Xiao had seen countless snake women. Compared to those high-level snake women, Kashapu's little tricks were nothing. So Lin Xiao wouldn't even bother with them. In his previous life, countless skilled players sacrificed their lives for various female demons. Lin Xiao would not follow in their footsteps. Lin Xiao rejected Kashapu's temptation, and her face instantly turned grim and vicious. Kashapu sneered for an insignificant, worthless ant like you to die happily is a wonderful thing. But you insist on refusing like a fool, so don't regret it. A murderous glint flashed in Kasha's eyes. Lin Xiao did not intend to reveal his identity as the inheritor of the Night King system, because his purpose in coming here today is to obtain Mo Union's mysterious reward. He must kill Kashapu no matter who she is. Even if she were Kiana's closest sister, Lin Xiao wouldn't hold back, let alone just say she's Kiana's pet. Having experienced the Kangni mutation, Lin Xiao knew very well that this world had no place for saints. When the end of the world came, even if you knelt by the roadside and kowtowed to 10,000 people to beg, not a single person would lend you a helping hand. Therefore, everyone must wield their knife for their own benefit. Whether or not someone should be killed depends not on whether they deserve to die, but solely on whether killing them will bring personal gain. Therefore Lin Xiao and Kashapu, without declaring war on each other, decisively took action together, swift steps. Cross-shaped evil crescent slash. Before unleashing the cross-evil moon slash, Lin Xiao activated swift steps, a move that many considered impossible even for a mentally challenged child. Yet Lin Xiao did just that, slash the moon with your sword. Health minus 4,187, spanning all directions, health minus 5,648. Kashapu was naturally not going to let Lin Xiao get away with it for free. Deadly poisonous fangs. A glob of green venom was then sprayed towards Lin Xiao. Fearless wind wall. Kashapu's venom splashed against the wind wall, but instead of harming Lin Xiao, it was reflected back at her. Health because it was her own attack, and she didn't benefit from Lin Xiao's various abnormal attributes. Kashapu didn't suffer much damage. Despite being shown up, Kashapu didn't seem to mind at all. In fact, she even smiled. Because the area where Lin Xiao was located had been contaminated by a stream of venom emerging from the ground. Cashapio's Binding Swamp doesn't require a casting animation and can be cast invisibly. So even Lin Xiao couldn't accurately predict where she would plant the venom seed. Since we can't predict the outcome, we might as well adopt an offensive strategy, focusing on dealing maximum damage and adapting to any situation. Lin Xiao was corroded by the venomous swamp and began to lose health continuously. Health minus 1542, health minus 1542, Cashapu was taken aback, because the damage value was far lower than she had expected. But there's nothing we can do about it after all. Lin Xiao's enchantment switching to dual defense is no joke. Heavenly Fire Dragon. Lin Xiao stood in the venomous area and unleashed a fire dragon. Health minus 6053 in just 2 moves. Both sides suffered losses, and it's still difficult to say who gained or lost, or who came out on top. However, just as the wind wall was about to disappear, Lin Xiao began to retreat. This retreat, in the eyes of ordinary players, would naturally mean that Jian Yu had backed down. But players with a little discernment would applaud his actions, because within the Venom domain, Lin Xiao is unable to use any movement or speed-up skills. However, Lin Xiao had already activated his swift steps, so the acceleration was still effective. Even though the speed is reduced by 50%, it's still much faster than normal movement speed. Soon Lin Xiao left the Venom field at the same time. Because the Heavenly Fire Dragon had follow-up damage, Lin Xiao was able to use the damage to heal and recover some health. Although he didn't reply much, Lin Xiao had covered every detail perfectly throughout the entire exchange. Making it truly impeccable, Lin Xiao continued to retreat. Even after taking a fatal fang from Cashapio, he did not retaliate and eventually even retreated out of Cashapio's attack range. This made Cashapu sneer, because Lin Xiao was courting death. Although Lin Xiao does have a few ranged attack skills, the Sword Demon is not a true ranged class. His longest attack range is only 50 meters. True ranged classes have skill ranges of at least 70 meters, and their longest ranges can even be infinite. This is not an exaggeration but a fact. For example, the Archer's Sun Arrow and the Gunner's Arcane Laser have an infinite range. Unless they hit an enemy or collide with an object, they can travel infinitely far. Lin Xiao, a melee class, was fighting a ranged class, and he actually went out of his way to create distance. Wasn't that just courting death? Cashapo quickly caught up, deadly poison fangs. A spray of venom flew towards Lin Xiao's back. Flash. Lin Xiao had been fleeing for his life, suddenly appeared, and the instant he appeared, venom began to seep from the ground in front of him, and large areas of the ground were corroded and contaminated. If Lin Xiao were to slip into the venomous swamp, he would be doomed. However, Lin Xiao dove towards Cashapio, who was in pursuit. Lin Xiao maximized the distance of his teleportation, and the instant he landed, a gust of wind slashed out. Swift wind shadow slash, flying slash. Lin Xiao's entire movement was completed in one smooth motion. Health minus 6941. Cashapu never imagined that Lin Xiao's previous escape was just a trap to lure her in. Now that Lin Xiao had turned the tables on her, she could only regret her carelessness. At the same time, she also noticed that Lin Xiao's attacks were getting increasingly more intense, which was something she absolutely could not accept. Because the higher the attack, the higher Lin Xiao's lifesteal. She has to finish this quickly. Boom. She planted several poisonous seeds at her feet, and the venom spread rapidly. As soon as Lin Xiao's flying slash landed, it was immediately bound by the venomous swamp. Health minus 1542, health minus 1542 at the same time. The deadly fangs dealt a terrifying blow to Lin Xiao. Health minus 3014, Great Annihilation. Lin Xiao decisively activated the Great Annihilation technique, transforming into his demon form, increasing his base attack by 100%, Holy Light Domain. With the activation of the Holy Light, Cashapio was blinded, thus freeing Lin Xiao from the threat of the deadly fang. Health minus 12,060, Sharp Blade Assault. health minus 10,563. The Yi River is cold, health. Lin Xiao's attacks all dealt over 10,000 damage, relentlessly depleting Cassiopeio's health, while he only needed to withstand the damage from Cassiopeio's venom field. Lin Xiao is exchanging blood for blood. But since Cassia and Peo have an extremely high health pool, if they really continue fighting like this, then Lin Xiao will be the only one to lose. Lin Xiao was well aware of this, so he wouldn't do something so foolish. 100-step flying sword. Once the Great Annihilation is activated, one is immune to all negative status effects during its duration. This is why Lin Xiao was able to successfully unleash the 100 steps flying sword. The 100-step flying sword dealt an extremely high burst damage of 15,000, while Lin Xiao was already 40 meters away. At this moment, Lin Xiao only had 600 health points left and could no longer withstand any more attacks. He finally activated the blood pool pill talisman. The more blood he lost, the more he recovered. Lin Xiao recovered 5,000 health in one go, then Lin Xiao continued to increase the distance and sprint away. At this moment, Cassiopeia finally understood Lin Xiao's intention. Lin Xiao was treating her like a dog on a leash. Lin Xiao knew very well that one set of skills wouldn't be enough to kill her. So he would attack once and then leave, then, when the opportunity Aresus flashed to return, launch a counterattack and escape. If Lin Xiao were to fight her head-on, he would definitely be the one to die. But if they keep going back and forth like this, the outcome is really uncertain. In general gaming knowledge, when melee classes fight ranged classes, the ranged classes usually kite the melee classes like dogs. This is especially true for some skill-based ranged classes, such as archers, who can make classes like barbarians and swordsmen dizzy and disoriented. You attack, he flashes away, you speed up, he freezes. When surrounded, some of them can still escape by turning invisible. Once they create distance, he will attack while moving, taking advantage of the enemy's movements. Even the toughest warriors will be kited to death by them. However, Lin Xiao changed his tactics. He started by looting and running away, taking advantage of Cassia and Peo's unpreparedness, using flash to dash in and continue looting for free, then running away again, of course. This kind of operation is only suitable for Lin Xiao, because only he has such high health and defense that he can perform such a thrilling maneuver. If someone else were to do it like him, there would only be one outcome. That means, after you flash in before you even have a chance to show off, you're instantly GG. Lin Xiao retreated out of Cassiopeia's attack range again, and after using the blood pool pill, his health was restored to normal. On the other hand, Cassiopeia has suffered a series of heavy blows and is still enduring the bleeding damage from the 100 steps flying sword. Her health is now less than 40%. Cassiopeia stopped her pursuit, sneering sarcastically. Miss Sword Feather, since you're so afraid of death, I suggest you find a boyfriend to protect you. That way you can openly be a sissy. Lin Xiao's lips curled into a smile. Are you waiting for the CD? Cassia's expression changed. Lin Xiao has slain countless enemies throughout his life. What kind of enemy hasn't he encountered? How could Cassiopeia's little scheme escape Lin Xiao's discerning eyes? Lin Xiao unlocked her hidden attribute from the very first strike. Cassiopeia's hidden attribute is Poisonous Voodoo Blood Sacrifice. Poisonous Witch Blood Sacrifice. After 60 seconds of combat, Poisonous Witch Blood Sacrifice can be activated. The Poisonous Witch Blood Sacrifice state lasts for 10 seconds. During this time, 50% of total health is restored, and the user receives the Poisonous Witch Blessing, which increases poison magic damage by 100%. Even if ordinary players team up, it would be absolutely impossible for them to kill Cassiopeia within 60 seconds. So she definitely has a chance to activate this abnormal skill. However, Lin Xiao's damage far exceeded her expectations. In less than 50 seconds, her health had already dropped below her normal level. She dared not fight Lin Xiao head-on anymore, so she tried to buy herself a few more seconds. However, Lin Xiao immediately added, actually, I'm also dragging out my CDs. It turns out that Lin Xiao had already used up all his skills. To deal with a boss like Cassiopeia with such a high HP, he needed to ensure he had all his skills available, especially the Great Annihilation. Without the Great Annihilation, he couldn't use most of his skills. That's why he kept kiting Cassiopeia, waiting for his skills to cool down. Cassiopeia burst into loud laughter. In that case, how about we wait together? Lin Xiao's lips curled into a playful smile. All right. Okay, I'll count to 10 and then we'll continue. Can. 10 9. Right, Jianyu, I have a piece of advice for you. What? The more beautiful a woman is, the more cunning she is. Never trust a woman again in your next life. As soon as she finished speaking, Cassiopeia activated the poisonous witch blood sacrifice. It turns out her CD was already prepared ahead of time. She was deliberately trying to mislead Lin Xiao, however. Lin Xiao didn't mind, because he had already used up all his skills. And what he was waiting for was for Cassiopeia to activate the poison witch blood sacrifice. Sharp blade assault. Lin Xiao charged forward and delivered a powerful slash to Cassiopeia. HP minus 8,436. Although he wasn't in a state of complete annihilation, Lin Xiao still managed to deal over 8,000 damage. Because Cassiopeia's health was less than 50%. The buff from the ever-increasing attack was getting stronger and stronger. This battle was the final showdown between the two, and the scales of victory had begun to tip in Lin Xiao's favor. Despite Lin Xiao's high damage output, Cassiopeia remained disdainful, as she had already begun to rapidly recover health, and her poison magic damage was off the charts. She planted poisonous seeds all over the ground around her, covering such a vast area that even with Lin Xiao's 100-step flying sword, there was absolutely no way he could escape. HP. Seeing the damage numbers popping up above Lin Xiao's head, Cassiopeia was extremely pleased. At this rate, Lin Xiao would die from blood loss in at most 3 seconds. However, the next second her smile vanished. Punishment Talisman. Lin Xiao decisively released the Punishment Pill Talisman, and a Dragon Fang sword mark was struck into Cassiopeia's head, instantly removing the Poison Witch Blood Sacrifice status from her head. Her continuous healing continuous critical damage, and even her base movement speed boost, all her positive status effects were completely wiped out. Cassiopeia turned pale with shock and horror. The cooldown of Poisonous Witch Blood Sacrifice is as long as 200 seconds. And Lin Xiao wouldn't wait 200 seconds for her to release it again. In fact, Lin Xiao wasn't willing to wait even 2 more seconds. Great Annihilation. Lin Xiao activated Great Annihilation once again. With the support of all hidden attributes, Lin Xiao's damage had reached its maximum critical point. Holy Light descends, health. Cross-shaped evil crescent slash, health. Health minus 15,800. Cassiopeia hadn't recovered much health to begin with, and Lin Xiao's 2 skills dealt her another 40,000 plus damage. The crucial point was that she was blinded and unable to retaliate, which pushed her to the brink of despair. Heavenly Fire Dragon, 100-step flying sword. As the white light faded, Cassiopeia only saw a lightsaber pierce through her chest. Then she saw her health bar completely depleted. In an instant her body went limp, and a chilling sense of death enveloped her. Lin Xiao smirked, sorry. Since I'm willing to make you wait for the CD, I'm not afraid of you going back on your word. Here's a piece of advice: not every man can be bewitched by a woman. In your next life, never overestimate yourself or underestimate men. Cassiopeia gave a wry smile. I've learned my lesson. But immediately she added, however, don't be smug. When the Night King returns, the flowers of death will bloom all over the Holy Light continent, and you too will not escape death. The road to the underworld is long and arduous. I will go first at the ferry crossing of the river Styx. I await your arrival, me departed soul. Lin Xiao's eyes turned cold. He then remembered that, when he inherited the Night King system, the system's guardian spirit Xiao Meng had told him that when Kiana returned, all the red spider lilies in the Holy Light continent would bloom for her. But in fact, the red spider lily is a beautiful flower that represents death. Could it be that Kiana's return will bring destruction to the Holy Light continent? Lin Xiao took a deep breath about to ask again. But Cassiopeia had already exploded and died, leaving behind only a pile of generous rewards. Ding. Congratulations on successfully defeating the snake woman Cassiopeia. You have received the following rewards: 4,500. 0 experience points, 10 advanced experience pills, 30 illusionary immortal stones, a purple warhammer of the sky, and a Night King's treasure map. With the exceptionally high experience reward and 10 high-level experience pills, Lin Xiao finally reached level 18. Lin Xiao planned to use the 30 illusionary immortal stones to pay off his debt. Although this amount of illusionary immortal stones was far from enough to pay off the debt, Lin Xiao still had to pay it off. Because if he didn't pay it off at all, it would be very difficult to ask for a loan again next time. Moreover, Lin Xiao had already come up with a good way to pay off his debt. He wouldn't even need to lift a finger. He could pay off the hundreds of illusionary immortal stones he owed within 2 days. Both the Warren Curved Blade and the Sky-Piercing Warhammer have excellent stats, making them top-tier equipment for their level. Unfortunately, one is an assassin's weapon and the other is a savage's weapon. So Lin Xiao can't use either of them. However, exchanging them for money would still be a decent income. What truly made Lin Xiao's heart pound wildly was the last copy of the Night King's treasure map. Cassiopeia is Kiana's demon pet. Could this Night King's treasure map also be a treasure left behind by Kiana? Lin Xiao quickly began to examine it. Night King's treasure map. Unsealing this treasure map will unlock the event to eliminate traitors. This treasure map offers gambling options. Please carefully review the options before making a decision. Option 1. The temporary buff effect from the event belongs to yourself and your teammates. The reward for winning the championship is the standard champion reward. Option 2. The temporary event buffs belong to all other players, and the winner receives the Super Champion reward. In private treasure map events like this, the treasure map holder has the right to choose temporary event buffs first. In the last St. Laurent treasure map event, the Invincible Man gave all the temporary event buffs to himself and his teammates. Unfortunately, in the end, he still ended up doing all the work for Lin Xiao for free. But it must be said that his choice was absolutely wise. No one would be foolish enough to hand over their own advantages to someone else. You have to understand, any Huxia server has tens of millions of players battling it out. Why would you give up a free advantage and instead create tens of millions of insane opponents for yourself? Even a pig that grew up on brain-dead pills wouldn't do something so stupid that it would make all of humanity cry. In addition, the treasure map included a special note at the end. This treasure map event requires collective wisdom to increase the chances of success. Team participation is recommended. This suggestion is particularly unfriendly to a lone wolf like Lin Xiao. Teaming up means sharing rewards with teammates, which only suited Lin Xiao in his previous life. In this life, Lin Xiao has long forgot what sharing even means. Lin Xiao had to choose the betting option first before he could see the details of the event. After thinking about it, Lin Xiao decided to open it tomorrow. Now, he needed to go back to Mo Union and collect the skin reward he was entitled to. On game forums, players from various Huxia servers have already been eagerly showing off their skin rewards. People are too embarrassed to show off their regular skins. Those who do are invariably showing off chroma skins obtained from regular dungeons. An overall attribute increase of 10% 20% isn't that significant. However, their appearances vary. Some chroma skins don't look very good, but a few series of chroma skins look very cool and innovative. For example, the project skin, especially the swordsman's project skin, features white hair, a long sword, and a full suit of armor and helmet, making him look like a weathered and elegant Japanese wandering swordsman. For example, the Sport Series skins, especially the Wildman Sport Series skins, are the most quirky. The burly Wildman player wears a basketball uniform, and even the iron axe in his hand can be transformed into a basketball hoop. The recall effect is also a unique dunk recall. The variety of dazzling skins attracted the envy of countless ordinary skin players. Until one player showed off her limited edition autographed skin. Because the dungeon event, which is divided into 3 difficulty levels, is unique to St. Cassia, the player who obtained the limited edition autographed skin is naturally a St. Cassia player. This player is Fan Huaryuzu. Although Fan Huaryuzu is very aloof, it must be said that she does have her own strength. Otherwise, in his previous life, Lin Xiao would not have specifically watched her gameplay videos to learn her techniques. Fan Huaryuzu showed off a set of auto-assassin skins from the Legend of Sword and Fairy series. And she uploaded a video of herself wearing a blue and white fairy dress, looking absolutely stunning. The video also revealed that the skin provides a significant stat boost, reaching 30%. What's even more impressive is that this skin also comes with special effects. Every skill used has a small unique change suddenly. Those players who already had chroma skins felt that the skins they had acquired weren't so appealing anymore. Just as Fan Huaryuzu was basking in the joy of being admired and respected by players across the internet, a system notification shattered her happiness in an instant. Lin Xiao killed Cassiopeia, which means he cleared the Purgatory level fortress dungeon. The players who had previously been smug about their dazzling skins, including the player who had been enjoying the display of flowers like snow, were all stunned. No way he actually beat that. Is he even human? Wait. Does that mean he can get the highest tier mystery skin gift right now? Holy crap, I just got a Lotus skin, which only gave me a 15% stat boost. This mystery skin is going to blow up all the stats. Don't worry. I can tell you with absolute certainty that it's absolutely impossible to max out the stats. Didn't you see that the signature skin only adds 30%? Skins aren't like equipment that can't add too many stats. Otherwise it would affect the game balance. Who do you think you are? What right do you have to say anything? Excuse me, but I'm a senior game designer. No one in this world understands games better than me. Wow, so you're actually a seasoned game developer. May I ask what games you've designed before? Hey everyone, I'm Jia Hui. If you're a true brother, come and chop me up, hehe, got it. I know your mother's a asterisk this trash game. One hit deals 999 damages, ridiculously overpowered. And you dare talk to me about game balance? Brother, you're wrong about that. In short, I guarantee that the highest tier skin reward for Sword Feather will only have stats that are at most 10% better than a limited edition signature skin. As for the appearance, I boldly predict it might not even be as good looking as Miss Ryuxu's limited edition skin. If I'm wrong, you can all come and attack me. Seeing this comment, Fan Huaryuzu finally felt a little relieved. She had finally managed to clear the difficult dungeon to get this limited edition skin, and had only been enjoying the adoration of the entire internet for less than a minute. If she were to be overshadowed by Lin Xiao, it would be truly unacceptable. Fan Huaryuzu silently prayed in her heart that Lin Xiao's mysterious skin wouldn't be too good. Lin Xiao returned to Fengxiang Tower when he entered. Xin Yiku's gaze towards him was completely different. Before, when Lin Xiao asked him to borrow the illusionary immortal stone, he really had no confidence and was gambling, but now, Lin Xiao had shown him with facts that he had gambled correctly. Lin Xiao is definitely someone worth investing in. Take these 30 illusionary immortal stones for now. I'll return the rest later. No rush. Just your name, Sword Feather, is worth far more than a few illusionary immortal stones. By the way, if you need anything in the future, just let me know. Thanks. After a brief greeting, Lin Xiao went to the goddess pavilion at the back. Inside the goddess pavilion, Mo Yunyan's attitude had completely changed this time. She took the initiative to invite Lin Xiao to sit in the seat next to her. And Lin Xiao sat down gracefully. Then she raised her hand and pulled back the red veil that covered her face. Then Lin Xiao saw that familiar face again. Mo Yunyan was about 15 or 16 years old, younger than Zai Min and Nai Xiaoyu. She had a pretty oval face with a light blush on her cheeks, like peach blossoms in March when she smiled. Two intoxicating dimples appeared. giving her an indescribable sweet and charming beauty. Actually, I'm not a delinquent. I'm the third princess of True Dragon City. Oh. Mo Union made up her mind to reveal her true identity. But to her surprise, Lin Xiao simply gave a calm "oh" without showing any surprise. Mo Union frowned slightly. You already knew my identity. Lin Xiao said, I don't know, however. I'm generally not interested in things that don't concern me. Mo Union chuckled, you really are a strange person. I really like people like you. If I told you I had a huge, risky business deal I'd like to discuss with you, would you be interested? Lin Xiao knew what the big deal she was referring to was. She wanted to find a group of loyal henchmen to help her seize the throne of the true Dragon City Lord. Lin Xiao said, as long as the reward is sufficient. I'm interested as for anything else I won't ask. Mo Union's eyes lit up, okay, it's a deal. I'll talk to you in detail another day. Today I'll give you the reward you deserve, immediately. Mo Union handed a black and gold skin card to Lin Xiao, who casually accepted it. Ding. Congratulations on unlocking the black gold skin card and obtaining the sword demon skin, Holy Dragon Soul. Lin Xiao's body burst forth with a dazzling light. And after the light faded, his appearance changed drastically. The hard, cold armor transformed into a dazzling, alluring knight's trench coat. A blue dragon was embroidered on the coat. But it wasn't just an embroidered dragon. It was a real dragon spirit. Its image majestic and awe-inspiring. It floated and moved freely around Lin Xiao's body, as if it might burst into the sky at any moment. Lin Xiao's hairstyle also changed to flowing two-tone long hair, each strand of hair having its own halo, which was quite magical. And no matter how strong the wind blows, his long hair always manages to style into the coolest look. Even the most skilled hairstylist could never achieve such a flawless hairstyle during a competition. Such a striking appearance is enough to make all other skin to pale in comparison. More importantly, it's about attributes. Soul of the Holy Dragon, a skin that receives the protection of the Holy Dragon. Cooling reduction plus 50% attack speed, plus 100%. Base attack power plus 100%. Skill effects modification, all skills modified. Hidden skill modification, all skills have been secretly modified. Lin Xiao took a deep breath, to be honest. He himself hadn't had such high expectations for this mysterious gift. A 50% cooldown reduction is already the limit that this game can achieve. While lightweight skin costumes replacing full-body armor do increase attack speed, it usually only increases it by 20–30%. Whereas the Holy Dragon Soul directly multiplies it to 100%. He used to be able to use one skill per second, but now he can use two per second. Lin Xiao's skill casting was already proficient. And with this improvement, who can compete with his hand speed? Absolute critical strike, armor piercing strike. Killing ring 5 kill Ringen the more he attacks, the stronger he become. A sec have already increased Lin Xiao's attack by 5 or 6 times. Now it will double again. Lin Xiao remembers very clearly that when he achieved the ×7 attack achievement in his previous life, his level was already over 50. Now he has achieved it at level 18. Skill effect modification, as the name suggests, is to modify the special effects of skills. Lin Xiao's Holy Dragon Soul Skin is a complete modification, meaning that every single skill will be modified. Lin Xiao then used his skills one by one in the courtyard to check. Previously, the cross-shaped Evil Moon Slash produced 2 unremarkable pure white blade lights. But now it produces 2 crimson blade beams. And behind the crimson blade beams is a comet-like fire shadow, which is quite stunning. More importantly, it's not just the special effects that have changed. There are also various hidden modifications and enhancements. For example, the new skill effect of 100 Steps Flying Sword adds a wide ring of serrated flames around the edge of the flying sword. As a result, the coverage area of the flying sword is doubled, just like a one-way street becoming a two-way street. Although the damage is not increased, the attack range is increased. Take Yishuihan for example. Previously, Yishuihan needed to summon a sudden rainstorm. and the raindrops would freeze into ice in order to damage and control enemies. But now, Yishuhan only needs to point his sword horizontally, and the surrounding air will instantly freeze, freezing all enemies. Such subtle changes can undoubtedly greatly enhance a player's strength. Even the signature skin of blooming flowers like snow only has one or two skills secretly changed, which blooming flowers like snow even showed off in a video. But Lin Xiao's skin has all its skills secretly changed and strengthened. What's going on? Jianyu has been clearing the dungeon for ages. Why hasn't he shown up to show off his so-called mysterious skin yet? Did the NPC stand him up? Looks like that lazy, game-loving designer was right. The so-called mystery skin is just hype. It's nothing special. It might even be less appealing than the limited edition signature skin of Goddess Ryuxu. Lin Xiao hadn't uploaded a video of the new skin yet, and Fan Hua Ryuxu was finally relieved. She uploaded her second video to her forum account, a video she recorded specifically when leading a team through a difficult dungeon. In her previous life, Fan Hua Ryuxu was a well-known video creator who conquered the entire internet with her amazing videos. In this life, she is finally starting her journey as an internet celebrity again. Netizens left comments praising the post after seeing it, as expected of the #1 beautiful assassin in Eternal Journey. Her breasts are huge, oh no, I mean her skills are amazing. This execution this awareness. This command ability, it's textbook perfect teaching. I'm in love, to be honest. I think Ryuxu's skills are even more impressive than Jianyu's. I dare say given the same damage output, Ryuxu can outplay Jianyu 99% of the time. Seeing so many flattering comments, Fan Hua Ryuxu got a little carried away. Not only did she pin the comment praising her as being better than Jianyu Xiu, she even publicly tagged Lin Xiao's forum account. The netizens are all joking, please don't take it seriously. Experts, this is my first time making a video. It's really not easy and I sincerely ask for your feedback. Upon receiving the mention, Lin Xiao rolled his eyes in exasperation. Instead of commenting on Fan Hua Ryuxu's account, he uploaded 2 videos directly to his own account, one showcasing the skin, and the other a gameplay video demonstrating his skills against the ghostly centaur and Cashapio. The first video released was a showcase of the Holy Dragon Soul skin, and the moment players across the internet saw it, they were all incredibly envious. Holy crap. This Dragon Soul skin is insane, the appearance of stats. And the skill effects, every single skill has been secretly buffed. It's miles ahead of limited edition signature skins. That damn designer who was playing Blue Moon just now. Didn't you say you were asking for a takedown across the entire internet? Give me your coordinates right now. Wow, this is what real good skin looks like. Compared to the pro skins, ours are barely anything but beggar's clothes. God. I'd give up my P** to be only 3 centimeters long for this skin. Please grant my wish. Holy crap bro, that's way too much. Did you even consider your wife's feelings? You don't know anything. I meant standing 3 centimeters off the ground. Holy crap bro, that's way too much. Did you even consider your wife's feelings? Next, Lin Xiao's operation video was also uploaded. There were 2 gameplay videos of Lin Xiao that circulated online previously. One scene shows him fighting with Fengjin Kishi for the Firetooth Eagle Wolf. Fengjin Kishi was live streaming and recorded him. The other segment is when he got a pentakill. That was recorded and uploaded by the official team according to the pentakill rules. It can be said that Lin Xiao has never uploaded videos on his own initiative before. This time Lin Xiao was truly impressed with himself, which is why he couldn't help but share them. Sure enough, the onlookers who were just praising Fan Hua Ryuxu were now completely dumbfounded when they saw Lin Xiao's actions. Amazing, ghostly fiend charged at us like a sports car. And not only did he dare to catch the flying slash, he actually managed to block it. What kind of godlike skill is that? He activated sprint before the fight even started. I was going to call him an idiot, but it turns out you'd die if you didn't activate it beforehand. What kind of godlike awareness is that? They only used the healing talisman when they had just 600 HP left. That's incredibly precise damage calculation. How can we, the weaklings with full health and potions, possibly compete like that? I can learn Ryuxu's skills by practicing a few more times. But Giant Yu's godlike skills are something I couldn't replicate even if I hired actors to help me. HMPH. Do you really think Goddess Ryuxu is just here to learn techniques? I'm too embarrassed to point it out, hahaha. Just a big-breasted girl dares to talk about skills. Real gamers who want to learn only watch Sword Feathers videos. We real gamers don't need women. The video featuring flowers like snow has over 100. 0 comments. While the video uploaded by Jian Yu later has over 4 million comments. Fan Hua Ryu Zhu finally understood that gamers are a special group. In their ice games are everything. And it's simply impossible to conquer them with a goddess's beauty. She quickly sent Lin Xiao a voice call invitation. And Lin Xiao smiled and answered, "Did you need something?" "Master, I was wrong." Fan Hua Ryu Zhu's tone was very sincere. Lin Xiao frowned, "What do you mean?" Fan Hua Ryu Zhu gave a wry smile, "Actually, the reason I was so high-profile before was to prove to you that I have real ability." Lin Xiao said, "What does your ability have to do with me?" "Do you need to prove it to me?" Fan Hua Ryu Zhu said, "Yes. Because I thought that to negotiate with someone like you, a master, I had to demonstrate my strength to earn your respect and secure the most favorable terms. But I was wrong in your presence. I have absolutely no strength whatsoever." These were Fan Hua Ryu Zhu's honest words. Lin Xiao coldly replied, "What do you want to talk to me about?" Fan Hua Ryu Zhu said, "Well, I'm afraid I can only discuss this with you in person." "Is that convenient for you?" Lin Xiao said. "I've made it very clear, before the Kangni's transformation, I will not meet with anyone offline." Fan Hua Ryu Zhu hurriedly said, "But..." Lin Xiao interrupted her directly, "You know very well that you don't have the power to negotiate with me. So I have to set the terms, now. I'm going to have a meeting with all the newly promoted top players at Fengxiang Tower. Do you want to come since all the top players, including Invincible Man, immigrated? 48 spots on the leaderboard became vacant as a result. Many new top players have filled those vacancies. Among these newly crowned top players, all of them obtained their first kill points by defeating various world bosses. Although many of them also killed bronze bosses. And their stats looked much better than those of Renquang Wu Dai and others. The first kill points for bronze bosses are only 10 points. Even Fan Hua Ryu Zhu, who is ranked second, has 37 first kill points, which is not even in the same league as Lin Xiao's 560 first kill points. Having witnessed the fate of people like Invincible Maniac, these newly minted gaming masters were all very well behaved. After joining the chat group, they didn't dare say a single bad word except to flatter Lin Xiao. Fan Hua Ryu Zhu was taken aback. "You're going to hold a meeting for us?" "What kind of meeting?" Lin Xiao didn't answer but said, "You'll know when you come. I don't need to explain if you don't come. It's your decision." After saying that, Lin Xiao hung up the phone soon. All the newly promoted top players arrived at Fengxiang Tower, including Fan Hua Ryu Zhu. Lin Xiao greeted them in the reception room on the second floor. Lin Xiao sat on a dragon throne, indifferently looking at the crowd before him. "Although you are all top-tier players, not one of you has been able to receive the daily top-tier reward. I imagine each of you is quite unhappy." The powerful figures exchanged glances, none daring to speak. But their silence was tantamount to revealing their desires. They all wanted the rewards from the powerful figures. But unfortunately, Lin Xiao was too strong. He had single-handedly defeated almost all the good bosses, leaving them with no choice but to accept it. Lin Xiao continued, "If I gave you a chance now, so that you could receive daily top-tier rewards in the future, would you be willing?" The expert's eyes lit up. A player with the ID Sword Maniac said, "Master, are you serious?" Lin Xiao said, "Of course. I only had a grudge against the madman Invincible and his gang before. I have no grudge against you, so I have no reason to wipe you out." Fan Hua Ryu Zhu asked, "Then, what are your conditions?" Lin Xiao said, "My condition is simple, from now on. You have to share half of the rewards you get for the first kill with me. What? Several players immediately exclaimed. There aren't many bronze bosses left now. To get the first kill, you have to fight a silver boss. It takes us at least 20 minutes to get the first kill on a silver boss as a team. And we're not even guaranteed to succeed. The rewards are already too small to Sharian Youth Expert. Want to take half of it? Isn't that going too far? If you keep doing this, won't we all end up begging on our knees? Although they were also afraid of Lin Xiao. They had a vested interest in him. So they had to muster up the courage to fight for themselves. Lin Xiao coldly said, that makes sense. You've already worked so hard fighting the boss. And I want to take half of it. That's a bit excessive. Fine, then everything will remain the same from now on. I'll spend 2 hours every day specifically looking for the boss to get the first kill. Once the first kill on the boss is over, you won't have to work so hard anymore. Upon hearing this, all the experts were immediately dumbfounded. Lin Xiao immediately added, anyone who disagrees with my proposal may leave now. But let me make this clear, anyone who leaves now will no longer receive any services from my Fengxiang pavilion. This was undoubtedly another heavy blow to everyone. Equipment these days is not like it used to be in the past. As long as a boss dropped it, you could just pick it up and use it. However, now that Lin Xiao has opened the Phoenix Pavilion, the equipment must undergo a series of upgrades, such as refining Socketingen grade improvement. In order to keep up with the mainstream, in particular, the Phoenix Pavilion's exclusive signature attribute is crucial. Without it, their strength would decrease by at least 30%. When services like full appraisal and full enchanting are launched in the future, equipment not produced by Fengxiang Tower, even if it's top tier, will be considered garbage. It can be said that so far, no player in the entire Saint Kasha region can live without Lin Xiao's Phoenix Pavilion. Lin Xiao said in a deep voice, I have said my piece. Who agrees, who disagrees, give me the answer immediately. The experts instantly lost their temper and immediately began to calculate in their minds. Previously, they never had the opportunity to get the first kill of high-level bosses. They could only follow behind Lin Xiao and kill second-hand bosses. And the rewards they received were less than half of the rewards for the first kill. Lin Xiao is now giving them the opportunity to get the first kill. Although Lin Xiao will have to share half of the reward, they actually don't lose anything. Not only did they suffer no losses, but they also gain the first kill point. This not only makes their first kill stats look much better and saves them face, but they can also receive the daily top player rewards. So they actually profit from this. Furthermore, having established a good relationship with Lin Xiao will make things much easier when dealing with Fengxiang Tower in the future. As they all know that Lin Xiao possesses Blood Pool Pill Talisman and Punishment Pill Talisman. Lin Xiao made all of these himself currently. Lin Xiao is the only one in the entire server who knows how to make pill talismans. If they manage to obtain the materials, they can only ask Lin Xiao to make them for them. Otherwise, even if they obtain the materials, they will just have to let them rot in their hands. If you calculate it this way, working for Lin Xiao becomes even more worthwhile. What's so shameful about begging on your knees? It's a way to make money, nothing to be ashamed of. Immediately, all the top experts unanimously voted to agree to Lin Xiao's request. Lin Xiao smiled with satisfaction. He wasn't afraid of these guys playing tricks on him because the first kill was announced to the entire server. And the rewards for the first kill could be viewed on the achievement leaderboard. It was absolutely impossible for these guys to lie about their accounts. Lin Xiao wasn't worried about them stealing the first kills of those high-level bosses, because those high-level bosses were beyond their capabilities. What Lin Xiao gave them were outdated bosses that he disdained to farm. Although the rewards were halved, Lin Xiao could save a lot of time every day. For a master like Lin Xiao, time was far more important than the first kills of those outdated bosses. In this way, with these laborers working for him, Lin Xiao could pay off the illusionary immortal stones he owed Xin Yiku in just 2 or 3 days. Immediately Lin Xiao added, all right. Since everyone is having such a pleasant conversation, I'll announce another piece of news. Everyone's expressions lit up. What news? Lin Xiao said. I have a Night King treasure map. But it hasn't been unlocked yet. Did the expert tell us this to help us soar? With a top-tier player leading the team, isn't the championship practically ours already? Absolutely. If top players can become champions on other people's treasure maps, then on their own maps they'll be unstoppable. Fan Huaruzhu quickly smiled and said finally, I have the opportunity to fight alongside Youth Master. This has truly fulfilled my long-held dream. Tonight, I really want to find someone to celebrate with. Fan Huaruzhu exchanged flirtatious glances with Lin Xiao. Even a blind person could see the flirtatious intent. Lin Xiao said calmly, No, you've misunderstood. I didn't intend to team up with anyone. Everyone's expressions froze instantly. But don't be disappointed. Because I plan to give all the temporary buffs from the event to the other participants. Everyone's eyes widened in disbelief. Fan Huaruzhu hurriedly said, Are you kidding me? Before he could even finish uttering a single laugh, Lin Xiao had already unlocked the Night King's treasure map. System announcement. Player Jianyu has unlocked the Night King's treasure map. Tomorrow night at 10 p.m. All players can participate in the treasure map event. Furthermore, player Jianyu has chosen to give away all temporary event buffs to other players. We hope all warriors will strive to be the best and claim victory in tomorrow's event. Fan Huaruzhu swallowed the last word back. Jianyu wasn't joking. He had truly chosen to stand alone against the entire world. Lin Xiao waved his hand and all the top players left in shock. But Fan Huaruzhu stayed behind. The decision you made today is absolutely the worst decision you've ever made in your life. You'll regret it tomorrow. Fan Huaruzhu was very excited. Lin Xiao's lips curled into a smile. Oh, is that so? Yes. Fan Huaruzhu was even more excited. You don't actually think that the people sitting here just now really represent the highest strength of Saint Kasha? Do you, to put it bluntly? Perhaps even you aren't qualified to represent Saint Kasha. Lin Xiao said nonchalantly, Of course I'm not that naive. In Eternal Journey, the most terrifying players aren't the popular ones on the leaderboards, but the reclusive players who never show themselves. This game is like a bottomless ocean. Those floating on the surface aren't necessarily the strongest. But those lurking at the bottom might be the true kings. The ultimate winners. Fan Huaruzhu was taken aback. You know. Lin Xiao sneered. Who is he? How could he not know? In the game Eternal Journey, there is a type of player who is selected by the system as a hermit player from the moment they log in. The sects they join are not sects in the true sense, but rather they are secretly taken in by some mysterious NPCs and serve those mysterious NPCs. They rarely, if ever, participate in outside activities. Although they receive first kill rewards for defeating bosses, they never appear on the leaderboards or go viral worldwide. Even their ranks are not revealed before they enter the realm of gods. They seem to belong outside the game, but when they do appear, they often manage to slap the faces of those expert players. For example, in the previous life, during the competition for admission to Holy Light Academy, a group of unknown players from the Night Watch Legion of the Great Wall, acting on the orders of their Legion commander, suddenly appeared and seized all 500 admission slots. Several usually arrogant and powerful players were so ashamed and indignant that they spat out blood on the spot. There are countless examples like this, in a sense. Lin Xiao also belongs to this type of player. Because before he ascended to godhood almost no one knew him. But this unknown person eventually reached a height that no mortal could achieve. Fan Huaruzhu took a deep breath. Since you know that, why did you still make this decision? What if an incredibly powerful hermit player joins tomorrow's event, and he gains the event's buff attributatio? Lin Xiao declared arrogantly, If I lose, it means I wasn't the strongest to begin with, and I deserve to lose. There are no excuses. Fan Huaruzhu's gaze towards Lin Xiao completely changed. She finally understood that the man before her could not only win, but also lose. Such an unparalleled and arrogant man could stir even the heart of a worldly woman like Fan Huaryuxu. After Fan Huaryuxu left, Lin Xiao was about to log off when he received a message from Zhu Hong Xiang Chun. Great Sword Feather, are you free right now? Can we have a proper chat? Lin Xiao scoffed. Do you know why I waited 10 minutes before blocking you? Because I wanted to give you some advice. I don't like people talking to me with such an arrogant tone. My fate is in my own hands, not in the heavens. Even the King of Heaven has no right to decide my victory or defeat. Who does your boss think he is? I understand. My boss made a mistake because he was deceived by his subordinates. Please don't be angry. Hey, my boss just gave me new instructions. He can give you any compensation you want, including mine, if you're willing. Fearing Lin Xiao might not realize her charm, she even revealed her identity. If you're a celebrity, I'm sure you've heard of Sister Hong, right? That's right, it's me. The fact that I can make so many high-ranking officials in Yanhai City fall at my feet is enough to prove my power. Trust me if you're willing to cooperate. Tonight you can come to my private room and enjoy new services that even celebrities have never experienced. How about it? Lin Xiao chuckled coldly, then replied, Heh. I thought you were some kind of aloof and talented woman. But it turns out you're just a social butterfly who uses your body to befriend men. You were so confident before that your boss would never use you as a bargaining chip. But now you've changed your mind so quickly. Looks like you're not worth much in your boss's eyes. Well, let me give you another piece of advice. I have no interest in things that aren't worth anything. After saying that, Lin Xiao blocked the blood-red lips. Lin Xiao wasn't one of those so-called celebrities. He had his own principles when it came to women. He had no interest in a woman who could be slept with as long as you had money. Smack! With a resounding slap, Zhao Hongli knocked a bald, middle-aged man to the floor of the private room. Damn it. You can't even get a simple damage calculation right. What use are you, bunch of useless trash, to me? The bald man who got slapped was old Joe, who had previously sworn of risking his life that Lin Xiao couldn't possibly clear the purgatory dungeon. Zhou Hongyu is the manager of Zhao Hongli's studio, earning an annual salary of tens of millions. He has never made a mistake in his work before, so Zhao Hongli has always trusted him. However, this time, he suffered a major setback because of Jian Yu. Enraged, Zhao Hongli began punching and kicking Zhou Hongyu on the ground. Zhou Hongyu was already weak and couldn't withstand the beating. He vomited blood and fainted after only a few blows. Just then Sister Hong, who was sitting on the sofa nearby, spoke up. President Zhao, why get so angry over mere Jian Yu? Sister Hong smoked a cigarette, exhaling a beautiful smoke ring from her bright red lips. Her cold laugh filled with hatred. She had been a prominent figure in Yanhai City's elite circles for many years, and countless important men had slept on her breasts. So many high-ranking officials and nobles would spend lavishly on her, just hoping to spend a night with her. But Lin Xiao had actually looked down on her like that just now. How could she not be angry? A mere sword feather. Zhao Hongli looked at Sister Hong and sneered. Do you know how important this sword feather is to me? Sister Hong sneered. President Zhao, why do you boost others' morale while diminishing your own? It's true that Jian Yu has some skills, but have you forgotten that you still have me and Yi Jian Rumeng? Although we too aren't famous in the game, we're the lucky ones chosen to be reclusive players. It turns out that this Sister Hong is actually a reclusive gamer. No wonder Zhao Hongli was surrounded by beautiful women. Yet he valued her so much. Zhao Hongli sneered. Forget it. If it were before, I might have thought you guys could really make a name for yourselves. But after watching Jian Yu's video, I don't dare to have too much hope for you. Sister Hong said, that's right. Perhaps we're not the strongest right now, and the gap between us and Jian Yu is still huge. But we'll definitely beat him tomorrow. Zhao Hongli was taken aback. Why? Sister Hong sneered. Because Jian Yu just posted the most foolish treasure map event in the world in the game. Then, Sister Hong told her about Lin Xiao's decision to go against the whole world. Zhao Hongli's eyes lit up immediately after hearing this. After thinking for a moment, he kicked Zhou Hongyu in the chest. Damn it. You're not dead yet. If you're not dead, get up and do another calculation for me. Poor Zhou Hongyu was kicked awake by Zhao Hongli. He quickly wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth and got up. Mister Zhao, what am I to you? Zhao Hongli sneered. Calculate my chances of winning tomorrow's Night King's treasure map event if I go all out and confront Jian Yu head-on. Zhou Hongyu was terrified. No, 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 mister Zhao, you should find someone else to do the calculations. Jian Yu's strength is completely unreasonable. I really can't predict it accurately. Sister Hong sneered, can't predict it accurately. You risked your life to assure President Zhao that Jian Yu would definitely fail. Now President Zhao is giving you another chance to calculate it. And you don't even appreciate it. I guess there's no point in keeping you around. Zhou Hongyu was terrified. Wait, Sister Hong, don't worry. I'll just leave it at that. Zhou Hongyu opened the laptop next to him, quickly typed on the keyboard, and got the result in less than 2 minutes. If Jian Yu really did give all the event buffs to other players, then it's probably a 50-50 chance. Zhao Hongli roared, are you kidding me? I poured all my savings into building the Invincible Guild. And even with event buffs, we can only go toe-to-toe with Jian Yu. Not even a fraction more, Zhu Hongyu said. A 50-50 split is already the best prediction. It can only go lower, not higher, Sister Hong sneered. Old Zhou, do you really look down on me and Yi Jian Ru Meng that much? I advise you to think carefully before you answer. Zhou Hongyu was terrified. After thinking for a moment, he said, if you, Mr. Zhao, were willing to use that magic weapon beforehand, then the chances of winning would be 70%. Hong Jai glared at him. And Zhou Hongyu quickly changed his tune, 10%. As long as you, President Zhao, are willing to use the Andre Medal of Merit ahead of time, then Hong Jai is 100% guaranteed to win. Zhao Hongli hesitated. The Andre Medal of Merit that Zhou Hongyu mentioned could be considered his biggest bargaining chip. That was a medal personally awarded to his Invincible Guild by Duke Andre. As his Invincible Guild served Duke Andre, it would continuously accumulate merits. The higher the merits, the more abnormal the attributes became. However, there is a drawback. Once a player holding a medal is killed by another player, the medal's attributes will be completely lost. At the same time, Duke Andre will expel these shameful and incompetent individuals from his territory, and they will no longer be able to enjoy the various generous rewards bestowed by Duke Andre. Although her merit points weren't full yet, Sister Hong was determined to avenge the humiliation Lin Xiao had suffered today. And with Zhou Hongyu offering such a high chance of winning, Zhao Hongli was ultimately tempted. All right, since Jian Yu won't listen to reason, then tomorrow we'll fight him head-on. Tomorrow I'll personally take to the battlefield, and we'll fight him to the death. Sister Hong excitedly threw herself into Zhao Hongli's arms. Don't worry, Mr. Zhao, I guarantee that as soon as the event ends tomorrow, Jian Yu will be kneeling before you, begging to join your team. Sister Hong threw herself into Zhao Hongli's arms, a venomous glint in her eyes. Sword feather, just you wait. Anyone who dares to look down on me, Sister Hong, will meet a terrible end. The more arrogant you are today, the more humble you'll be tomorrow. The next day, Lin Xiao went to the restaurant where he had eaten with Zai Min last time. It was already 7 p.m. And although he would be facing off against the entire server in a few hours, he still had a good appetite. After the waiter served the food, he began to eat leisurely. Just then Naizaio, or more accurately Naizaioki, arrived at the restaurant. The two met unexpectedly again. She didn't recognize Lin Xiao, and Lin Xiao didn't intend to greet her, but her gaze was fixed on Lin Xiao. Lin Xiao was stunned for a moment, but then he realized that Naizaio wasn't looking at him, but at a young man at the table next to him. The young man was probably in his early 20s. There was a bouquet of roses on the table. Naizaioki rolled her eyes and sat down at the table. Qin Hao, I've made myself perfectly clear. I'm not interested in you. What exactly do you like about me? I'll change it, okay? Qin Hao wasn't angry at all, instead sneered Xiaoqi. The reason I invited you here today is to tell you that I'm no longer the lowly employee your Nai family fired. Qin Hao used to be a junior manager at Nai Xiaoyu's father's company. Because he was attracted to Nai Xiaoyu's beauty and wealth. He didn't want to work hard anymore, so he wanted to climb the corporate ladder by pursuing Nai Xiaoyu. Of course, Nai Xiaoyu looked down on this kind of gigolo. But he refused to give up and kept pestering her in the end. Nai Xiaoyu couldn't take it anymore and fired him. Nai Xiaoyu sneered, "Oh really?" Qin Hao said yes. One sword enters a dream. That's my ID on the eternal journey. It turns out he was Zhao Hongli's most formidable general. Yijian Romeng. Nai Xiaoyu's eyes nearly rolled back. Sorry. Never heard of it. Qin Hao said smugly, don't worry, you'll hear it tonight. Tonight I'll participate in Jian Yu's Night King Treasure Map event. And then I'll step on his face to rise to the top and become the new strongest king of St. Cassia. Lin Xiao glanced at Qin Hao, a cold smile playing on his lips. He said nothing, just quietly watching Qin Hao put on airs. Nai Xiaoyu looked at her with disdain. HMPH. I think you're just a master of empty talk. Qin Hao wasn't angry at all. I think you should know what a reclusive player is. Nai Xiaoyu was stunned. Qin Hao said smugly, to tell you the truth, after you fired me, I thought I would never be able to turn my life around. But God has eyes. On the day Eternal Journey opened, I drew an SS-level talent and was even assigned to Duke Andre's mansion to become his private retainer and a reclusive player. Now, I am the top lieutenant under General Manager Zhao of the Changfeng Foundation. General Manager Zhao and Sister Hong have decided that tonight our invincible guild will mobilize its entire force. General Manager Zhao will even personally lead the charge. Jian Yu is definitely going to lose tonight. As for how badly he loses, that depends entirely on Sister Hong's mood. Lin Xiao now understood that the mastermind behind the blood-red lips he had blocked was actually the major financier of the Changfeng Foundation. Lin Xiao sneered inwardly. It seems this social butterfly has quite a temper. After her initial surprise, Nai Xiaoyu recovered and said, HMPH, forgive my bluntness. But it's not necessarily true that reclusive players are stronger than popular players. I'm a reclusive player now. But I know very well that the gap between me and the great sword feather is still as vast as clouds and mud. Insurmountable. Last time, Nai Xiaoyu bought a discipleship certificate from Lin Xiao. And the unique mentor she found for herself turned her into a reclusive player. That's why Nai Xiaoyu hasn't participated in any activities or appeared on any leaderboards. This wasn't because she lacked skill, but rather because hermit players had rules they had to follow. Ha ha ha. Qin Hao let out a smug laugh. Then I can only feel sorry for you. Yes, your strength is indeed only comparable to Jian Yu's. But I don't take him seriously at all, let me tell you. Just yesterday I performed another great service. Duke Andre promoted me to SSS rank tonight. Our invincible guild will bring out our trump card to fight Jian Yu to the death. Jian Yu's legend will surely end tonight. Nai Xiaoyu asked nervously, what kind of magic weapon? Qin Hao said proudly, the Andre Medal of Honor, puff. Lin Xiaohu had just taken a sip of red wine. Couldn't help but burst out laughing when he heard Qin Hao's words, spraying the wine all over the table. Lin Xiao had just thought Qin Hao had some amazing trump card up his sleeve. After all that, it was just an order of merit for Andre. Lin Xiao still had some impression of this Duke Andre. In the Eternal Journey, his little territory was really nothing special. Far inferior to Mo Yunyan's true dragon city. Let alone those great lords. This Prince Andre was the kind of idiot who wouldn't stop until he brought about his own demise. A low-ranking lord. He was delusional enough to dream of conquering the world. In the end, he was utterly humiliated in a battle with other lords, and ended up giving away all his wives. Those players who followed him and became his retainers were all demoted to slave players, never to rise again. It can only be said that Qin Hao is a petty person with a very narrow mind. He doesn't even consider how many peerless experts and high-ranking lords there are on the Holy Light continent. Even the kings and senator priests haven't spoken up. What is a mere Duke Andre compared to that? Do you really think you can reach the pinnacle of life by simply siding with any NPC? Stop joking. Qin Hao glared at Lin Xiao. Are you laughing at me? Lin Xiao smiled and said, yes, you. With Nai Xiaoyu present, Qin Hao naturally couldn't afford to lose face. You play Eternal Journey too. Lin Xiao's mocking expression deepened. Go ahead and play. Qin Hao sneered, enough nonsense, just give me your ID. Tonight I've dealt with Jian Yuan, I'll go straight for you. Lin Xiao said, sorry, I'm also a reclusive player, but much more advanced than you. It's inconvenient for me to reveal my IDAN, there's no need. Because I'm very certain that tonight you'll be crushed by Jian Yu and never recover. A petty person who gets ahead is still a petty person. A petty person like you deserves to be trampled underfoot for life. Qin Hao sneered, fine, you said it yourself. We'll meet here again at this time tomorrow. You called me a petty person who's gotten ahead. And I'll show you exactly how arrogant a petty person can be after getting ahead. After saying that, Qin Hao stood up angrily and said to Nai Xiaoyu, Xiaoki, you should know very well that the future is a world where games reign supreme. I may not have been good enough for you before, but now it should be your Nai family begging me. I'm not short of women, but if you come home with me tonight and behave well, I can overlook the disdain and humiliation you all showed me before, and make you one of my closest girlfriends. How about it? Nai Xiaoyu gave a cold laugh and said to Lin Xiao, handsome, can I borrow a drink from you? Lin Xiao generously replied, please go ahead. The entire restaurant burst into laughter, and Qin Hao's face turned green with anger. Fine. Nai Xiaoki, you asked for this, just you wait after tonight. I'll have your dad wash you clean and respectfully bring you to my bed. Then, I want to hear how this high and mighty young lady moans beneath me. After saying that, Qin Hao left in a rage. Although Nai Xiaoyu had finally gotten her revenge, she was now also deeply worried. She looked up at Lin Xiao. Helami name is Nai Xiaoki. But never mind, you can just call me Nai Xiaoyu. That's my game. You can add me as a friend anytime you. Lin Xiao said in a deep voice, Nai Xiaoyu, I will not add you as a friend. Lin Xiao's attitude was lukewarm, and Nai Xiaoyu pouted in grievance. Apart from Jian Yu in the game, this man in front of her was the second man to be so indifferent to her. You just said you're also a reclusive player, yes. Then you must be very strong, right? So. Do you think that scumbag from earlier can beat Sword Feather God tonight? Lin Xiao countered, if Jian Yu loses, will you really go to his bed? Nai Xiaoyu gritted her teeth and said, of course not. I'd rather die. Lin Xiao's lips curled into a smile. That settles it then. After saying that, Lin Xiao stood up. It was about time. He should log into the game and give those arrogant nobodies a good beating. Nai Xiaoyu snapped out of her daze and hurriedly asked, can we add each other on WeChat? Lin Xiao didn't turn his head, no. Watching Lin Xiao's arrogant back, Nai Xiaoyu stomped her foot in anger. What's wrong with boys these days? Are beautiful women really that unattractive to them? Back in his rundown rented room, Lin Xiao immediately flopped onto the sofa and logged into the game. Looking at the achievement leaderboard, I saw that several top players had increased their achievement points, and they had also voluntarily handed over half of their first kill reward to the front desk of Fengxiang Tower, which is Zeniaco. Breaking their promise to Lin Xiao is a very dangerous thing, and they dare not take that risk. Xin Yiku told Lin Xiao that Mo Union had been waiting for him at the Goddess Pavilion for a long time, and Lin Xiao then went to the Goddess Pavilion. As soon as Lin Xiao arrived, Mo Union casually uttered, being too sharp and arrogant is not the behavior of a wise person. You understand what I mean, right? Lin Xiao said nonchalantly, I know. You're saying I shouldn't be at odds with the whole world, right? Mo Union said in a deep voice, yes. I've never met anyone like you, I'm really curious. Don't you need to consider anything when you make decisions? Lin Xiao smiled proudly, I've thought this through very carefully, which is why I made this decision. How can you trample the whole world under your feet if you don't have the courage to stand against it? Mo Union's heart skipped a beat. Her gaze towards Lin Xiao completely changed. When she looked at other gamers, she always had the disdain of a queen looking down on commoners. Although Lin Xiao was also just a gamer for some reason, he possessed an air of arrogance that regarded even gods as ants. Lin Xiao continued, I imagine you third princess wouldn't want to be just an ordinary little princess, would you? The position of Lord of True Dragon City, haven't you ever considered it? Yeah. Mo Yunyan's expression changed. How did you know I wanted to? As soon as the words left her mouth, Mo Yunyan realized her mistake and quickly said, nonsense. True Dragon City already has a crown prince. Lin Xiao retorted without hesitation. Your useless older brother, forget it. If you really have no interest in conquering the world, I suggest you don't come here again. Because I'm not interested in women without ambition. Mo Yunyan's heart felt as if it had been struck hard with a hammer. She stared at Lin Xiao for a long time, then sighed deeply and said resolutely, yes. I do covet the position of City Lord. But do you know that vying for the position of City Lord is a dead end? Yeah. Lin Xiao raised an eyebrow. Any path to the throne is a dead end. Those who dare not tread the path to death will never touch the throne. Mo Yunyan's expression suddenly changed. A sharp glint flashed in her eyes, her breasts heaved rapidly, and her face changed several colors in succession. Finally she made up her mind and said, very well. This princess will walk this path to the underworld with you. If I truly become the Lord of True Dragon City in the future, then you will be my greatest contributor. After saying that, she smiled sweetly again. I never give things away for nothing. But today, I can make an exception and give you a very generous gift. Lin Xiao asked, what is it? Mo Yunyan said, the sword shadow remains. As she spoke, Mo Yunyan handed over a skill book. Sword shadow remains. After casting this skill, the user can teleport to a distant location, leaving behind a phantom image. This phantom image lasts for 3 seconds. During this time when the user attacks an enemy, the phantom image will also attack in conjunction with the user. When the phantom image's duration ends, it will automatically disappear. Before it disappears, the user can choose to teleport back to the phantom image's location. Mo Yunyan said, the newcomers participating in this event will all be much stronger. And there's also a good chance some reclusive masters will try to stir things up. With this generous gift from me, you should be completely safe now. Lin Xiao's lips curled into a smile. Of course, don't worry. I won't let anyone who invests in me lose money. After saying that, Lin Xiao left the goddess pavilion and went to the teleportation master, where he was teleported directly to the outside of the Nank forest. Outside the Nank forest, all the players participating in the event are ready. The entire outer perimeter of the Nank forest has been sealed by a barrier. And now they are waiting for Lin Xiao to unlock it and start the event. This event is to eliminate traitors. The so-called traitors are the traitors of Nank City. Nank City is hidden in the Nank forest and is a city-state that is rich in various magical gems. A year ago, Duke Brown of Nank City launched a rebellion, killed the city lord of Nank City, and joined the White Walker Hades army. The player's mission is to kill Duke Brown and all the White Walker specters, rescue the imprisoned Prince of Nank, and help him regain his throne. This event features a dual champion award. The player who defeats the most bosses and has the highest score will receive a champion's prize. The player who rescues the prince will also receive a champion's reward. Although there is no clear winner between the two champions, both are winners of this event. In order to encourage newcomers, if there is indeed a double champion, the newcomer who has never won a championship in any event before, or the champion of the event with fewer championships, will receive a special champion's gift. This rule is extremely unfair to Lin Xiao because he has already won the championship several times before, and no player in the entire Saint Kasha can surpass him. If he shares the championship with someone else this time, the system will favor the newcomer and give the newcomer a much better reward than the one he receives. Sword Feather God, why hasn't the event started yet? Are you afraid of losing? Heh. A sorceress with crimson lips, her steps alluring and seductive, slowly approached, accompanied by a swordsman whose ID was One Sword Enters a Dream. Besides Yijian Rumeng and Hongji, there was another gunner with the ID Wanli Changyun. That gunner wore a black trench coat and held a Graves double-barreled heavy cannon. Just like a mafia godfather, he followed closely behind with dozens of his men. Their IDs all displayed their guild name, Invincible. Wanli Changyun is the guild leader of the Invincible Guild, and in reality is Zhao Hongli, the boss of Yijian Rumeng and Sister Hong. Their appearance caused quite a stir at the scene. Although they were not famous, they immediately caught the attention of all the onlookers. Because Wanli Changyun blood-red lips and Yijian Rumeng are all SSS-level players. According to official statistics before the server opened, no more than 100 players would reach the SSS level in the early stages of the server's launch. So far, only Fan Hua Ryu Zhu is recognized as the SSS level player in St. Kasha. Now that 3 more have suddenly appeared, it makes one wonder, are SSS level players really that rare? It's so illogical that such a highly talented and skilled master isn't on the list of top players. With blood-red lips, a sword piercing a dream, an endless cloud stretching for miles, the 3 of them led the way to Lin Xiao, while the onlookers whispered amongst themselves. Finally, a few knowledgeable bystanders explained the game to them, and they realized that there were many reclusive masters in Eternal Journey. This is a world full of hidden talents. Rankings don't tell the whole story. Yijian Rumeng glanced at Lin Xiao with an extremely provocative look, as if he could slap Lin Xiao to the ground with a single move. I heard you were quite rude to Sister Hong yesterday. I have a short temper, so I'll give you a chance to apologize first, to avoid things getting too ugly later. The tone of Yijian Rumeng was even more provocative than his gaze. Lin Xiao said in a deep voice, "Who do you think you are? Acting all high and mighty in front of me. Don't you know the rules of showing off?" Yijian Rumeng was taken aback. "What do you mean?" Lin Xiao sneered. "Only the winners have the right to show off. That's the rule for showing off. Before you win, you're just a nobody. Trash should act like trash, understand?" Enraged, Yijian Rumeng cried out, "You!" Wanli Changyun coughed twice, interrupting Yijian Rumeng. "Sword Feather is right. Since the outcome is already decided tonight, let's wait a bit longer. Once we win, I think Sword Feather will naturally understand how to speak to us." A cold laugh sneered from her crimson lips. "The guild leader is right. We might as well wait until the arrogant Sword Feather god lowers his head before having a proper chat with him. By the way, Sword Feather, I won't be offering you such favorable terms later like I did yesterday. You'd better be prepared." After speaking, her blood-red lips slowly approached, until they were close to Lin Xiao's ear. She smiled wickedly and said, "You look down on men's playthings like med, aren't you? It's all right when you lose later. I'll show you that not every man is worthy of having me beneath him. Sister Hong has the ability to make those ignorant men ride on my crotch." The wicked fragrance emanating from Sister Hong's mouth made Lin Xiao feel nauseous. Lin Xiao raised an eyebrow. I'll wait." Originally, Lin Xiao couldn't be bothered with Sister Hong at all, which is why he blocked her without hesitation. But since she insisted on being so shameless, Lin Xiao decided that after the event, he would personally meet this charming and alluring woman to show her what kind of man Lin Xiao really was. Immediately, Lin Xiao officially started the event. As soon as the treasure map was unlocked, the barrier blocking everyone's way disappeared. The players were overjoyed and rushed into the forest. "Holy crap, my stats have increased by 50%. My movement speed has increased by 30%. And my attack power has increased by 100%, hee. A 200% increase in single target spell power. 2 hits and a monster is done. Check it out." Upon entering the forest, each player's attributes are enhanced to varying degrees, especially for high-talented players. The higher the talent, greater the enhancement. There are at least 5 million players participating in this event. Lin Xiao will be competing against these 5 million enhanced players all by himself for the championship. And the difficulty is self-evident. Everyone dreams of beating Lin Xiao once in the event. Because if you can win once, You have the chance to win many times until you completely leave Lin Xiao behind. If you can't win even once, then surpassing Lin Xiao will forever remain just a fantasy. The outer perimeter of the forest consists of enhanced mobs, as well as regular and bronze bosses. These bosses pose no challenge to players nowadays. The only difference is the time it takes to defeat them. Moreover, everyone's attributes have been strengthened, making the methods for defeating bosses much more efficient. Wanli Chengyan Hongji and Yijian Rumeng formed a small team. Hongji activated her voodoo aura and sped through the forest. Wherever she passaged left behind a trail of voodoo poison, which monsters and bosses attacked by the poison chased after her. Because of the enhanced event attributes, those monsters couldn't withstand the damage from the voodoo along the way, and they all died after only a few steps in the end. Only 4 normal bosses and 1 bronze boss were left, which were lured to a slope by Sister Hong. A myriad of poisons corrode the heart, a cloud of pale blue. Skull-shaped poisonous mist instantly engulfed the 5 bosses. Soaring swordsmanship, a sword descended from the sky, landing in the middle of the boss, followed by a great sword that whistled down boom. The great sword cleaved through the surrounding air, creating a turbulent sensation. Sword dance across the world, taking advantage of the cover of the poisonous fog. Yijian Rumeng continued his fierce attack. Meanwhile, Wanli Changyun in the distance let out a smug snort, and then pulled the trigger. Holy Lance Blessing. A hail of bullets. Gunners deal extremely high damage, and top-tier players like Wanli Changyun, who spend a lot of money on in-game purchases, have top-of-the-line and luxurious equipment. They even have the most suitable ammunition specifically equipped for each of their skills. Holy Lance Blessing is equipped with GT1 Golden Flame bullets, while Bullet Rain Sweep is equipped with GT9 Silver Piercing bullets. The right ammunition can maximize the damage of the skills, although it is extremely expensive. The price of firing a shot here may be more expensive than firing a shot in a KTV room. But Wanli Changyun doesn't care. Under the barrage of powerful skills from the 4 ordinary bosses were quickly killed on the spot. The remaining bronze boss, with its health low, naturally couldn't last long against the 3's combined attack. The feat of the 3 of them teaming up to take down 5 bosses left the onlookers dumbfounded. Now they finally witnessed the terrifying power of the hermit player. Hongji looked up and saw Lin Xiao passing by. She said with a smug look, "Oh, Sword Feather God. Why are you so late? I wonder if our little tricks just now were good enough for Sword Feather God's approval." Everyone was waiting for Lin Xiao's review, but Lin Xiao gave a cold smile. "Ugly doesn't qualify. Thank you." The onlookers began to whisper among themselves. Seriously? He didn't even notice someone who played so well. While Sword Feather is undeniably amazing, isn't he being a bit too arrogant this time? Of course Jian Yu knows these new experts are powerful, but he can't admit it. No veteran king would willingly acknowledge the strength of a new king. Understand? No way is Jian Yu really going to be replaced this time. I'm afraid so. He completely brought this upon himself. If he hadn't given the buffs to others, he could have continued to dominate, but unfortunately, he didn't expect that a group of hermit players would come this time. There are only 2 kinds of failures: 0 times or countless times. This time Hai's undefeated myth has been shattered, and from now on many more masters will be able to defeat him. His era will officially come to an end. Wanli Changyun's voice suddenly turned cold and deep. "Jian Yu, don't be so arrogant. My patience has its limits. Even if a fine horse can travel 10,000 miles a day, if I can't control it, I can still ruthlessly kill it." Lin Xiao said coldly, "Just because of what you said, I'll definitely kill you after the event. Now, keep your eyes glued to the leaderboard and don't blink." After saying that, Lin Xiao strode away. On the event leaderboard, Wanli Changyun and his team just killed 4 ordinary bosses and 1 bronze boss, raising their score to 14, temporarily tying with Fanhua Ryuxu. Not only them, Fanhua Ryuxu also went all out this time, because she knew very well that this might be her closest chance to beat Lin Xiao. If she missed this opportunity, she would probably never have any hope in this lifetime. In the Nank Forest there is a cherry blossom river, filled with fallen cherry blossoms floating on both banks, creating a picturesque scene. However, this seemingly idyllic river is actually a river of life and death. Previously in the outskirts, they only encountered some minor bosses, which Lin Xiao didn't even bother to fight. However, once they reached the other side of the river, they encountered the main force of the mutated Ghost Warrior Legion. This main force had established more than 100 checkpoints along the 4 roads leading to Nank City. Only by passing through these checkpoints could one enter Nank City. There was no other way to go, the northern route. In particular has the most checkpoints, as many as 50, which is almost half of all the checkpoints. Moreover, each outpost is guarded by 4 or more silver bosses, meaning you have to face 4 silver bosses at once and then fight your way through 50 such outposts. The players who arrived at the riverbank all exclaimed that they couldn't afford to mess with them. When Wanli Changyan saw this, he immediately turned and left. He had already received information that the East Road had the fewest checkpoints, only 12. So the most players were taking a detour to the East Road. Even Fan Hua Ryu had gone from the South Road. With so many people working together, the East Road would definitely be the first road to be cleared. If his team can secure a few more kills on the bosses during the chaotic battle, they can basically lock in the top spot on the leaderboard. Even Wanli Changyan wisely chose to take a detour. Let alone the other players, this damned road is a dead end. Anyone who takes it is an idiot. Jianyu, everyone's gone. Who are you trying to impress, HMPH? Don't say I look down on you. But you're too scared to walk this path, I told you. One Sword enters the dream deliberately mocked. If you're not convinced, let's make a bet. I bet you wouldn't dare walk this path. Whoever loses has to lick my shoes, how about it? Lin Xiao said in a deep voice, it's a deal. Yijian Ru Meng was taken aback. He had only intended to mock Lin Xiao, but he hadn't expected Lin Xiao to actually agree to the bet. Coming to his senses, Yijian Ru Meng immediately said, alright, it's a deal, Jian Yu, you asked for this tonight. When I'm conferred my godhood, I'll make sure you never rise again. After uttering those harsh words, Yijian Ru Meng caught up with Wanli Changyan and Sister Hong. HMPH, I didn't expect Jian Yu to be so brainless. I just used a little provocation and he fell for it. President Zhao, we can rest easy now. Wanli Changyan burst into laughter, very good. Qin Heo, you've done a great job today. Don't worry, I definitely won't let you down. You said you wanted the eldest daughter of the Nai family. Right, no problem, as soon as the event is over. I'll call Nai Feng and have him wash his daughter and send her to your bed. We brothers will share the good fortune. I'll fire the first shot, no objections, right? Yijian Ru Meng was taken aback. Although annoyed, he could only force a smile and say, no. No problem, it's nothing, soon. They arrived at the East Road, where Fan Hua Ryu Zhu had already led her team to start attacking. The first checkpoint was defended by 6 silver bosses working together, and Fan Hua Ryu Zhu's team was unable to break through after a long siege and paid a heavy price. Seeing this, none of the other casual players dared to join in. Lin Xiao's involvement in the bet was no longer a concern. Wanli Changyan was determined to reap the benefits, so he wasn't in a hurry and refused to help. For a moment the situation became tense on the North Road. After all the players had left, Lin Xiao resolutely crossed the Cherry Blossom River. The first checkpoint has 4 silver bosses working together for defense, Butcher Karu, Gutted Berserker Tigerai Gouging Bee Demon, and Heart-Splitting Lion. Their names alone reveal their brutality. Lin Xiao glanced at their stats. They were all ordinary silver-tier bosses with only around 100. 0 HP. Their defense and damage were average. They were nowhere near as formidable as Kasha and Pio. However, the difficulty changed when all 4 of them teamed up. But Lin Xiao didn't care and immediately took action. Sharp Blade Assault, whoosh. Lin Xiao flashed forward and delivered a slash to Butcher Karu. Health minus 8,343. These ordinary silver-tier bosses not only have mediocre damage but also poor defense. Today Lin Xiao has the Holy Dragon skin buff, and his first attack deals explosive damage. Sharp Blade Assault, Sharp Blade Assault. Sharp Blade Assault. Because of the skin's 100% attack speed boost, Lin Xiao's speed became breathtakingly fast. Before the four bosses could even react, Lin Xiao had already defeated them all. Heavenly Fire Dragon. Cross-shaped evil crescent slash, unique skins. Delivering dazzling and exclusive special effects. Lin Xiao's incredibly fast attack speed allowed him to unleash two skills in a row before the four bosses barely managed to charge forward. Health minus 10,200, health minus 91,000, health minus 14,300. Before they could even touch a corner of Lin Xiao's clothes, the four bosses already had only half their health left. And that didn't even include the follow-up damage from the Heavenly Fire Dragon. Fearless Wind Wall, Face the Storm. All four bosses were blocked by the wind wall, and Lin Xiao cast his Shui hand through the wall. With the skin simplified skill, a critical hit is instantly achieved, health minus 14,900. The power of the attack growing stronger with each strike erupted completely, and Lin Xiao instantly countered with the Gale Shadow Slash. Health minus 15,600, Flying Slash. 100-step Flying Sword. Lin Xiao transformed into a flying sword and sped away. Is it really that awesome for 3 SSS-level players to gang up on 5 mini-bosses? Sorry, Lin Xiao really wasn't trying to show off. Such a ridiculous attempt wouldn't even meet his approval. On the Eastern Front, the team of Fan Hua Ryu Zhu is still struggling to hold on. Azure Dragon cuts its tail. Fan Hua Ryu Zhu suddenly appeared behind a powerful Ghost King, unleashing a long series of sword shadows. When the other bosses arrived to provide support, she immediately leaped into the air, spun around, and unleashed a barrage of kunai darts, supporting the heavens and the Luo River. While Fan Hua Ryu Zhu's skills couldn't compare to Lin Xiao's phenomenal performance, they were still top-notch. For a beautiful woman to pull off such a feat, the audience naturally didn't hold back their applause. The onlookers in the distance cheered, but Fan Hua Ryu Zhu couldn't help but curse inwardly. These shameless bastards just hide in the back and freeload. Not a single one of them is willing to come up and help. When the boss is low on health later, they might all swarm in and try to steal the first kill. However, Fan Hua Ryu Zhu had no choice if she didn't move. Then no one would come to clear the checkpoint. Fan Hua Ryu Zhu wasn't stupid, she had made preparations. She had planted many people among the crowd, so that whichever B*******D tried to steal the first kill would be dealt with by sword. Wanli Chengyan Hongji and Yijian Rumeng were all calm and composed, completely at ease in their minds. Today's event was entirely under their control. One sword enters the dream sneered since the server opened. Sword Feather has never been defeated. Today we've trampled on him. Do you think he'll feel uncomfortable? Sister Hong sneered. It doesn't matter if he's not used to it. He'll get used to it after a few more times. Wanli Chengyun laughed heartily. It seems I indeed overestimated Jianyu. As it turns out, things are going even more smoothly than we expected. As soon as Wanli Chengyun finished speaking, no. 4 system announcements simultaneously appeared. System announcement. Congratulations to player Sword Feather for successfully defeating Butcher Karu. First kill on Butcher Karu achieved. Congratulations to player Sword Feather for successfully killing the Raging Tiger. Achieved the first kill on the Raging Tiger. Congratulations to player Sword Feather for successfully defeating the Eye-Gouging Bee Demon. Achieved the first kill of the Eye-Gouging Bee Demon. Congratulations to player Sword Feather for successfully defeating the Heart-Piercing Lion. Achieved the first kill on the Heart-Piercing Lion. Although Lin Xiao had achieved a pentakill before, there was a time interval between pentakills this time. However, Lin Xiao's quadrikill announcements were all released simultaneously. Although everyone understood what this meant, they were stunned by the 4 consecutive announcements. It took them a long time to accept the fact that Lin Xiao had single-handedly defeated 4 silver bosses. Wanli Chengyun licked his dry lips, slapped himself hard across the face, and forced himself to come back to his senses. What the hell are you all standing there for? Get up there and help. Wanli Changyun had no doubt that Lin Xiao could single-handedly break through the entire northern outpost. If they didn't go up and help Fan Hua Ryuxu now, Lin Xiao would definitely enter Nank City before them. Hongji and Yijian Rumeng were also flustered. After Wanli Changyun's shout, they immediately led their men to rush forward. But just as they reached the checkpoint, another 5 consecutive system announcements about Sword Feather spread throughout the entire server. A seamless pentakill. And all of them were silver rank bosses, so if we want to steal his pentakill ring now, wouldn't we have to get a pentakill against a gold tier boss? Please God, don't do this. Even if we can never surpass you, please give us a tiny bit of hope. Just as Yijian Rumeng was exchanging blows with the boss, he saw this 5-message combo and in a fit of rage, slipped and slammed his meteor hammer right into the boss's face. Boss HP. One sword strike knocked him unconscious on the spot, and then he was ganged up on and beaten to death by 5 bosses. In the chat group for expert players, a player with the ID Jiangxian protested expert. Didn't we agree to have a chance to get expert rewards every day? Now you've got 900 first kill points in less than 5 minutes. What does that mean? Lin Xiao replied, I'm too strong, is that my fault? It's almost midnight, I'll update now and grab a seat. I'll thank all the generous donors later, love you all. Lin Xiao's single sentence left all the experts in the expert group speechless. Although I was frustrated upon closer reflection, Lin Xiao's words did indeed make sense. Lin Xiao had already given them a chance, granting them event-boosting attributes. Yet none of them were capable of fighting. Can Lin Xiao be blamed for that during the event? Lin Xiao is competing against all players for the championship. Of course he is going to kill anyone who gets in his way. And no one can stand in his way. Why should he have any obligation to consider the interests of these so-called top players? In short, in esports, being bad is the original sin. All the rules are set by the person as a noob. You only have one choice, shut up and obey. After dying with a single sword strike, he quickly returned to the city, and then rushed back to the battlefield without stopping. Along the way, the system announcements for Lin Xiao's Quadra and Pentakills kept updating. On the eastern battlefield, announcements of first kills of bosses occasionally appeared. But before they could linger on the public chat for long, they were mercilessly pushed down by Lin Xiao's 4-kill and 5-kill streaks. After Lin Xiao achieved another quadruple kill, his level finally reached 19 2 days ago. His Fengxiang Tower opened, and more than 2,000 pieces of top-quality equipment were all snapped up. Toddy, after overcoming all obstacles, his inventory has suddenly accumulated to more than 1,000 pieces. He wasn't worried that his equipment would depreciate because he had too much of it. Compared to St. Cassia, which had tens of millions of players, this amount of equipment was still far from enough. Even the top-tier wealthy players would have to be quick enough to grab it. In the blink of an eye, Lin Xiao's activity points had reached 11,000, which meant that he had killed more than 100 silver bosses. In addition to equipment, Lin Xiao had also obtained more than 0 illusionary immortal stones. Now, even without the tributes from those top players, Lin Xiao would have enough to pay off his debts, and might even have an extra 500 or 600. The northern route, which all players considered a path only for idiots to take, became his money-making route. The eastern route, considered the easiest to traverse, finally saw the 5th checkpoint captured thanks to the overwhelming numbers of players. Yijian Rumeng finally returned to the battlefield, but he was greeted by Wanli Changyun's cold threat, face-to-face with an iron hammer. Your skills are truly top-notch, if I remember correctly. You were the one who made a bet with Jian Yu, letting him stay on the northern battlefield, right? Startled, Yijian Rumeng quickly said, Mr. Zhao, you can't blame me for this. I didn't know that Jian Yu would be so powerful. Treating the boss like a monster, Wanli Changyun sneered, all right. I'm usually the easiest person to talk to. I'll give you a chance to redeem yourself. Tell me, how are we going to win now? If you can't, I'll gather all your girlfriends together and have them accompany you to Thailand for a minor surgery. You know what I mean, right? Going to Thailand for surgery. The sudden realization struck him like a stab to the heart, causing a shiver to run down his spine. Back when he was a lowly clerk, no woman ever looked at him so. After gaining power, he went on a rampage, seeking revenge on women like an octopus, juggling 8 women at once. Zhao Hongli's harsh words were never a joke. If he couldn't help Zhao Hongli win this competition today, Zhao Hongli would definitely send him to Thailand to become a ladyboy. Sister Hong couldn't help but smile. But Zhao Hongli immediately turned to her. Don't gloat. You insisted on going head-to-head with Jian Yu. If I lose today, you can prepare to stand on the streets of the Philippines. Sister Hong was terrified, her face turning pale, and she was on the verge of tears. Yijian Rumeng gritted her teeth and said, "There's only one way now," Zhao Hongli said. "Speak." Yijian Rumeng said, "Use the order of Andre ahead of schedule." Zhao Hongli frowned. "Use it ahead of time. The order of Andre can only be used once a day, and each use is only valid for half an hour. If we use it now, what will we use after we enter Nank City?" Yijian Rumeng said, "Half an hour should be enough. It's absolutely impossible for us to beat Jian Yu on the leaderboard now. The only way is to get to Nanki City as soon as possible. Find the imprisoned prince of Nanki City. Help him kill the traitor and inherit the throne. Then we can win another championship. Moreover, since we've never won a championship before, we received a special super championship reward, far surpassing the ordinary championship reward for Sword Feather. All things considered, we still win." Sister Hong, standing nearby, quickly chimed in, "Yes, Mr. Zhao, we only have 6 outposts left. We'll definitely be able to enter Nank City before Jian Yu. Although we can't win completely, we can beat Jian Yu by a large margin. This is already a miracle that no one has ever created before. President Zhao, don't hesitate any longer. Jian Yu's points are already over 12,000. Urged Yijian Rumeng. Zhao Hongli's heart tightened suddenly. The speed of the sword feather was still accelerating. He knew without a doubt that it had leveled up again. As reclusive masters making their first public appearance, poised to soar to great heights, their level was only 14. Thinking about it, it was quite shameful. The situation no longer allowed Zhao Hongli to hesitate any longer. So he gritted his teeth and said, "You two listen up. Talk is cheap, but if you can't keep your word, don't blame me for being impolite. The bright future I just promised you is definitely something I'll do." Yijian Rumeng and Sister Hong nodded repeatedly in fright. They now had no way out. They either had to defeat Jian Yu or suffer a fate worse than death. Zhao Hongli then activated the Order of Andre. Andre's medal, shared only among guild members. It increases the potential value of all nearby guild members. It can only be used once a day and lasts for 30 minutes. When the holder of the public medal dies, the bonus effects of the public medal will end prematurely. Once the Andre medal is activated, all invincible guild players within a 100-meter radius of Zhao Hongli will have a special medal icon appear below their attribute bars. This means that they are all enjoying the medal's buffs. They cannot leave Zhao Hongli's 100-meter radius. Otherwise, the buff will automatically disappear. The bonus effects of the Order of Andre are not standardized. Instead, they are unique and exceptionally powerful, tailored to each player's class potential. For example, a Berserker player would increase their health and defense by several times while keeping all other attributes unchanged, making them a super tank. As for healers, after enjoying the buffs, the shields they give to teammates can reach 100% of the teammate's health. A single heal can instantly revive a teammate with low health. Meanwhile, all the various carry positions saw a massive increase in output, turning them into monstrous damage-dealing machines. As expected, the invincible guild, empowered by the medal, began to wreak havoc. With dozens of members working together, they quickly breached a checkpoint. While this speed is still far behind Jian Yu's, it's starting to look somewhat similar. However, the Order of Andre is only valid for half an hour, leaving them with very little time. After Lin Xiao upgraded, his speed in rushing through checkpoints became increasingly abnormal. When he reached the last checkpoint, a meaningful smile appeared on his lips, Sharp blade assault, sharp blade assault. Sharp blade assault. Lin Xiao charged straight through 9 checkpoints. Holy light descends. The holy light blinded all the pursuers. Taking advantage of the fact that all the pursuers were blinded, Lin Xiao flew away on his 100 steps flying sword. He even used flash to hide behind the mountain wall the instant he landed. This is the last outpost for the Northern Route team. With the most and strongest bosses, however, Lin Xiao could still defeat it if he wanted to. But he doesn't plan to, because he already had 22,000 points. He had already secured the top spot on the leaderboard. So these last few bosses were no longer a problem for him. Besides, didn't want to be taken advantage of. He had fought his way through so much hardship. How could he let someone else walk the path for free? As expected, the group of freeloaders who had been secretly following Lin Xiao were blocked by the last checkpoint and found themselves in a dilemma. Everyone who participates in the event is Lin Xiao's enemy. So Lin Xiao is naturally not foolish enough to help his enemy. These people may be far less capable than Lin Xiao. But Lin Xiao would never leave himself any hidden dangers. Because in his previous life, he had free rider on a top-tier player. He followed that player and smoothly passed through all the levels, eventually finding the final boss before the top player and ultimately winning the championship. Lin Xiao would never suffer the same loss as others. After passing the last checkpoint, Lin Xiao quickly infiltrated Nank City. 5 minutes later in the eastern route, the Invincible Guild members finally broke through the last checkpoint on the eastern route. System announcement. The East Road battlefield has been fully opened. All players can now use the East Road battlefield to proceed to Nank City. Watching the jubilant crowd surge towards Nank City, Wanli Changyun gritted his teeth in anger. A bunch of damned freeloaders. I bet their mothers were taken advantage of before they even gave birth to these bastards. Sister Hung laughed. Mr. Zhao, don't be angry. Jian Yu is now stuck at the last checkpoint on the north route. We've already won, these bastards are nothing to fear. Wanli Changyun was stunned for a moment, then burst into laughter. That's right. Jian Yu's points haven't increased for several minutes. The northern outpost hasn't been cleared yet. He must be stuck. Hahaha. Jian Yu may be fierce, but he can't take on 9 opponents at once. I have nothing to worry about, President Xia. Yi Jian Rumeng reminded him. Our Andre Duke's medals buff time is down to 15 minutes. That traitorous Duke Zongmu is practically a gold-tier boss. Although Jian Yu has been completely eliminated, we still need to hurry. Wanli Changyun was suddenly filled with pride, a near-gold boss. Has anyone tried to defeat it? Everyone shook their heads. Wanli Changyun said, then it will be available today. Lin Xiao arrived in Nank City and immediately activated his Void Divine Eye. The entire Nank City was now the territory of the otherworldly army. And the people of Nank City were all struggling to survive under the clutches of the otherworldly army. The city of Nank is garrisoned by the elite forces of the otherworldly specters. Even the patrolling guards in the city are led by silver bosses. And the slightly more important places are guarded by a team of hidden silver bosses. If players can barely defeat a single silver boss using sheer numbers, then the hidden bosses are truly a case of instant death for whoever encounters them. Fan Hua Ryuzu led her team to infiltrate the Court of Judgment. But they encountered a hidden boss. As soon as they engaged in battle, the hidden boss was identified as having an attribute skill even more monstrous than Cassiopeio's, Flame Shock. A ball of flame exploded above Fan Hua Ryuzu's head, and the flame automatically rippled outwards towards her teammates around her. Moreover, this ripple effect was back and forth, and the more teammates there were, the higher the damage from the ripples with just one move. Fan Hua Ryuxu's elite subordinates were all wiped out. If Fan Hua Ryuxu hadn't reacted quickly enough and escaped in time, she too would have been lying dead at the boss's feet. Now she understood what a magnificent feat it was for Lin Xiao to single-handedly defeat Cassiopeio. Soon everyone flocked to the tribunal, because according to the event introduction, the tribunal was the place where criminals were tried, and there was an underground prison beneath the tribunal, where the Prince of Nank City was likely imprisoned by Duke Zongmo. At this moment, Duke Zongmu was indulging in pleasure in the palace next to the Court of Judgment, which was the perfect opportunity to rescue the prince by surprise. However, breaking through the tribunal's numerous guards and entering the underground prison was no easy feat. All the bosses here are hidden bosses, and they all fight in groups of 10. Fighting just one is already a near-death experience, let alone fighting 10 at once. Despite countless players rushing to their deaths, no one managed to reach the dungeon entrance successfully. Wanli Changyun gritted his teeth and said, "Let's go. The palace is poorly guarded. Let's go straight to the palace and have a showdown with Duke Zongmu. After killing Duke Zongmu and getting the first kill reward, killing these hidden bosses will be as easy as slaughtering dogs." "Absolutely not," Yijian Ru Meng declared resolutely. Wanli Changyun asked, "Why?" One Sword Enters the Dream said, "Our mission is to rescue the prince. Let alone whether we can defeat a near gold tier boss. Even if we can, what if we kill Duke Zum and the White Walker army is leaderless, scattering and escaping the city? Then these freeloaders could just enter the dungeon and rescue the prince. Wouldn't we be completely ruined?" Wanli Changyun was shocked. "Yes, You've thought it through perfectly. Rescuing the prince is the most important thing." One Sword Enters the Dream said again, "I have a plan. We won't fight the boss. We'll send a few barbarians to clear the way and charge in, while the healers follow behind to heal and shield them. With Andre's merit points, I believe we can withstand it. We'll just tank it and charge into the dungeon. What do you think? Hahaha, you're a real genius. We'll do it your way. After the event, Miss Nai will be yours. And you'll fire the first shot. Thank you very much, Mr. Zhao So." They selected a few extremely aggressive individuals to drive around, attracting attention, while the rest hitched rides behind. They charged into the underground prison, sacrificing over a dozen men in the process, but ultimately, they successfully stormed inside. Meanwhile, Lin Xiao slipped into the royal palace next to the Court of Judgment. The palace's guards were indeed much weaker than those of the Court of Judgment, consisting mostly of ordinary silver-level bosses. These weaklings were naturally no match for Lin Xiao. Soon, Lin Xiao fought his way to the harem, Duke Zongmu's playground. Even before he officially entered, he could hear the most primal wanton and ecstatic cries of lovemaking emanating from within. Lin Xiao stepped into the inner palace, where he was greeted by a stunningly beautiful garden. However, when he saw the scene unfolding in the garden, he was suddenly captivated, and a surge of heat rose within him. In the middle of the garden, there was a clear stream. Lin Xiao stood at the bridgehead, and on the other side of the bridge, under the cherry blossom tree, there was a large bed covered with a pink soft down comforter. The bed was surrounded by cherry blossoms that had fallen in the wind. A man dressed in a single layer of clothing was lying comfortably on the bed, surrounded by beautiful women. These women wore various revealing gauze dresses, and each of them had a cascade of jet black hair that fell like a waterfall from their round, white shoulders to their chests, revealing glimpses of their full-round breasts. Beautiful women surrounded the man. Some fed him grapes, some poured him wine, and others performed a breathtaking song and dance for him, to the accompaniment of highly passionate and alluring music. The beautiful women swayed freely to attract men's attention. Some even removed the last bit of their veil, forming pairs with their bodies pressed tightly together, rubbing and swaying, presenting one of the most mysterious, seductive and shameful scenes of humankind. Lin Xiao suddenly felt his breathing quicken. Although he had seen many absurd and lewd NPCs and bosses, he had never seen anyone as good at playing games as this man in front of him. That man was naturally Lin Xiao's target, Duke Brown. Upon seeing Lin Xiao's arrival, Duke Brown was completely unconcerned. He remained immersed in his own enjoyment, paying no heed to this uninvited guest. Seeing the beauty stop dancing, said with displeasure, "Never mind him, keep the music playing, keep dancing." And so the joy continued. Duke Brown finally shifted his gaze from the beautiful woman's chest and returned it to Lin Xiao only after Lin Xiao revealed the Katrina katana in his hand. Duke Brown sneered, "I'm curious. Why does everyone else go to the Court of Judgment, while you insist on coming here to disturb my enjoyment?" Lin Xiao said in a deep voice. If the prince is really in the tribunal's dungeon, with so many people besieging the tribunal, you should have gone to support it long ago. However, you haven't shown up, which clearly shows you don't care about the tribunal. In that case, the prince obviously can't be in the tribunal's dungeon. This game really requires you to use your brain. The quest hints that the prince might be imprisoned in the dungeon. But please note that the quest hint is only a possibility. If you take it seriously, you'll lose. The other players were experiencing such a perfectly realistic game for the first time. So naturally, they didn't understand these things. But Lin Xiao was no newbie. How could such a little trick fool him, ha ha ha. Duke Brown burst into laughter. I thought everyone who came was a bunch of fools. But I didn't expect there to be one smart one, too bad. Duke Brown's smile vanished instantly. I don't like smart people. As soon as he finished speaking, Duke Brown leaped from the bed, somersaulted in the air, and emitted a dazzling light. He had only been wearing a single garment, but after landing, he was clad in sturdy armor, and a Kingslayer's blade appeared in his hand. Duke Brown, a cruel and licentious regicide, level 19. Grade near gold, health points 205,000. Physical defense 7,500, magic defense 8,900. Attack power 6,500, skills, returning sword. Soul-locking blade, myriad swords return to 1. Returning sword fires countless swords in a fan-shaped area in front. Enemies struck by the swords will suffer massive damage and be slowed by 90%. After reaching their maximum distance, the swords will return to their nest. Enemies struck by the returning swords again will suffer 1.5 times the damage and be immobilized for 2 seconds. Sword Shadow locks soul, transforms into a sword spirit and flies towards the enemy, locking onto them and making it impossible for them to evade the attack. 10,000 swords return to 1, the sword in his hand shatters, unleashing countless sword beams that explode in all directions. Enemies struck by these beams will suffer excessive true damage. Simultaneously, Duke Zongmu enters a 3-second stealth state. During this stealth, Duke Zongmu can launch a surprise attack. Upon launching an attack, Duke Zongmu gains the 10,000 swords return to 1 attribute. All the exploding sword beams will follow Duke Zongmu, delivering a fatal blow to the enemy. As expected of a near gold level boss, its base stats are incredibly strong, with its HP soaring to 200,000. And its defense and attack are completely unreasonable. The skills are ridiculously overpowered. The first skill, returning sword, is tolerable, but the second skill, soul locking sword, is a lock-on attack. Once locked on, there's no escape. What's even more absurd is 10,000 swords return to 1, which can even stealthily launch a sneak attack usually. It's the players who compete and outplay the boss. But with this Duke Brown, it's entirely up to the players to outplay them. This is why even with event bonuses and the Andre medal, the Invincible Guild doesn't dare to easily challenge Duke Brown. They simply aren't confident of victory. Duke Brown raised the Kingslayer's blade in his hand and pointed it at the naked beauties around him. These women were the former king's most beloved. This palace was his favorite. And this crown I wear was his favorite. All of this I obtained by exchanging the former king's head. No, if you want to take them away, you'll have to trade your own head. Lin Xiao laughed. Sorry. My head is more precious than any god's. Exchanging it for this little thing is too much of a loss. Trading it for your head, however, would be a much better deal. Duke Brown was furious. You're asking for death. As soon as he finished speaking, Duke Brown thrust out his sword. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Countless sharp blades shot out in a fan shape. The sword of return to the nest. Without hesitation, Lin Xiao unleashed a wall of wind. Heavenly Fire Dragon. Cross-shaped evil crescent slash. All the sharp blades were blocked by the wind wall. And Lin Xiao's superfast attack speed allowed him to unleash 2 skills in an instant. The Heavenly Fire Dragon pierced through in an instant. Health minus 5,760. The sword strike that cleaved the moon also hit its mark precisely. Health minus 6,245. Health, swift wind shadow slash. Despite Lin Xiao's incredibly fast attack speed, this strike ultimately missed its mark. As the gust of wind reached Duke Brown, Duke Brown's figure suddenly transformed into a black sword shadow, hurtling towards Lin Xiao at lightning speed. Sword Shadow Lock Soul. While the Wind Wall can block all physical attacks, it cannot withstand void attacks like this one that transforms into sword shadows. Moreover, since the Sword Shadow Soul Lock is a lock-on attack, Lin Xiao cannot dodge this move no matter what call. The Sword Shadow pierced through Lin Xiao's body, and a terrifying damage number appeared above Lin Xiao's head. HP minus 3,322. Keep in mind that Lin Xiao's total health was only slightly over 8,000 at this point. With such a terrifying attack, Lin Xiao simply couldn't withstand 3 moves. However, Lin Xiao's expression remained full of fighting spirit, completely unaffected by the damage numbers. After Duke Brown's attack succeeded, Lin Xiao decisively dodged Flash. Without the slightest hesitation, Lin Xiao immediately dodged to the other side of the wind wall. Sure enough, as soon as Duke Brown landed, he unleashed another string of returning swords. With a series of crisp clanging sounds, the returning swords were once again confiscated by the wind wall. The reason why newcomers find it difficult to defeat high-level bosses is that their skill level remains at the stage of reacting to each move. Reacting to each move is not enough to keep up with the pace of high-level bosses. Instead, they must be like Lin Xiao, anticipating the enemy's moves and predicting their combos when the boss makes its first move, so as to release countermeasures in advance and turn danger into safety. This is something that is very difficult to overcome. Effort determines the lower limit, while talent determines the upper limit. Without gaming talent like Lin Xiao's, it would be difficult to show off such godlike skills. Lin Xiao and Duke Brown switched positions, but they were still blocked by the wind wall. The wind wall only had 1 second left to last, and Lin Xiao quickly launched a counterattack after landing. Holy light descends in the blinding white light. Duke Brown's health decreased by another 8,500. The Yi River is cold. A vast expanse of frigid ice instantly solidified, and frost climbed onto Duke Brown's armor, health minus 8,900. Double-click in a second, the wind wall vanished. Duke Brown was furious. Kingslayer's blade swung, and countless sword beams suddenly exploded like a peacock spreading its tail. All swords returned to 1. Lin Xiao was struck by the explosive sword light, and his health dropped by 3,800. Lin Xiao then cast the Blood Pool Pill Talisman, and his health suddenly rebounded to 6,500. The passive effect of 10,000 swords returned to 1 allowed Duke Brown to enter stealth mode. Although Lin Xiao had the Void Eye, it could only see through obstacles such as fog walls and bushes but could not see through invisible enemies. Lin Xiao immediately began to move swiftly, accelerating his retreat to ensure the pulling distance was far enough. Lin Xiao didn't move at all during the retreat. He stayed in a straight line. When Lin Xiao reached the bridgehead, he suddenly stopped. 100-step flying sword. Lin Xiao transformed into a lightsaber and suddenly charged in the opposite direction. Although he couldn't see Duke Brown, he knew that the invisible Duke Brown was definitely chasing him with all his might. He was retreating in a straight line, so Duke Brown must also be chasing him in a straight line. This is a psychological game. It all depends on whether you can correctly predict your opponent's psychology. Invisibility does not mean invincibility. As long as you are pierced by a lightsaber, you will definitely take damage. Boom. As the lightsaber flew through the air, it burst into a string of flames, a special effect when it struck an enemy. Lin Xiao transformed into a lightsaber, indeed pierced through the invisible Duke Brown. Duke Brown reappeared, embodying the state of 10,000 swords returning to 1. The sword beams that floated in the air like a peacock spreading its tail instantly gathered towards the bridgehead where he stood. However, Lin Xiao had already transformed into a light sword and flown away. So the state of 10,000 swords returning to 1 was destined to be a wasted effort. Duke Brown, pierced by the lightsaber, now has only 147. 0 health points left and is still losing health. Swift Wind Shadow Slash. Lin Xiao retaliated with a gust of wind that swept away 7,400 of Duke Brown's health. However, Duke Brown still had nearly 140. Zero health remaining, with his health not yet below half. The damage bonus from the increasingly fierce attacks wouldn't be too significant. The situation remains far from optimistic for Lin Xiao. But Lin Xiao remained calm. He knew exactly what he needed to do next. He didn't try to catch the flying slash because he knew he absolutely couldn't. As expected, Duke Brown once again cast Sword Shadow Soul Lock. The dark sword shadows cutting through Lin Xiao's health bar, reducing Lin Xiao's health by 3,300 at this moment. Lin Xiao's flash and 100 steps flying sword had not yet cooled down. Duke Brown obviously knew this, and a smug grin appeared on his lips. The sword of return to the nest. The fan-shaped sword pierced Lin Xiao's body. Yet Lin Xiao didn't bleed a drop. Duke Brown was taken aback, only then realizing that Lin Xiao before him was merely a phantom. A slight noise came from behind, and Duke Brown quickly turned around. He saw Lin Xiao already more than 10 meters behind him, and a fire dragon roared out from his katana. It turned out that Lin Xiao had used a newly learned skill, Sword Shadow Remains. Duke Brown had no time to dodge as the fire dragon roared past. What he didn't expect was that the illusory image left behind by Lin Xiao would also cooperate with Lin Xiao's attack. The Void Phantom also unleashed a fire dragon, which passed right through Duke Brown's back. Health minus 8,900, health minus 8,900. With the subsequent bleeding, Lin Xiao's attack could deal nearly 40,000 damage. As his health decreased Lin Xiao's, the more he attacks, the more ferocious he becomes. Buff finally became considerable. This is why Lin Xiaoning, even after being severely injured at the beginning, held back from releasing the sword shadow form. The void illusion only lasts for 3 seconds, and he must maximize his damage output within those 3 seconds. Otherwise has no chance of winning this battle. Cross-shaped evil crescent slash. Slay the moon with your sword, health minus 11,000. Spanning all directions, health minus 15,000. With the addition of Void Phantom and Double Strike, Lin Xiao unleashed a massive 52,000 critical damage. At this moment, Lin Xiao also recovered some health by using his critical damage to heal himself. Lin Xiao's explosive damage instantly turned the tide of the battle. Duke Brown, who had previously had a lot of health, was suddenly left with very low health. Terrified, he immediately entered his final berserk mode. Now he has no advantage in health points, and the outcome for both sides can be decided in an instant. Sword Shadow locks soul, all swords return to 1. The final blow, Duke Brown in berserk mode unleashes a devastating double-tap barrage. Even the most impressive combos have gaps between them. While most players might consider these gaps negligible, Lin Xiao doesn't see it that way. Within 3 seconds of the sword shadow lingering, the real body can switch with the phantom once. The moment Duke Brown's sword shadow ended, Lin Xiao sees that gap that might only be 0.1 seconds long and successfully completed the switch between reality and illusion with the illusory phantom. The sword light of the myriad swords returning to 1 all struck the illusion that Lin Xiao had transformed into. Duke Brown was instantly filled with despair. After transforming, Lin Xiao unleashed another gust of wind. To be precise, there are 2, health. Health minus 14,000, flying slash. Lin Xiao's real body and his illusory phantom leaped up simultaneously, unleashing a deadly blade strike at Duke Brown in midair. The outcome for both sides hinged on that 0.1 second. And Lin Xiao, with an unbelievable extreme maneuver, successfully seized that 0.1 second. Therefore, Duke Brown's defeat was already predetermined in that 0.1 second. Duke Brown's health was depleted. He spat out a mouthful of blood knelt on the ground and stared at Lin Xiao in utter terror, his eyes filled with disbelief and horror. Finally, he gave a bitter smile. I admire your strength. If I had to choose again, I would offer all these beauties, the palace and the throne, to you without hesitation. And I would never be your enemy. But Lin Xiao retorted, it's useless. From the moment I stepped into this place, no matter what you do, the final outcome is death. Duke Brown was taken aback. Why? Lin Xiao's tone was as cold as snow, because my mission today is to kill you. The moment you appeared on my mission list, you were already a dead man, hahaha. Duke Brown said fiercely, what kind of reason is that? You only get a few rewards for completing a task. With so many beautiful women and wealth, you could live a life without ever having to struggle again. Is that not even as good as a meager task reward? Lin Xiao said. Then I can only say that you can't discuss ice with a summer insect. In your eyes, the throne and wealth of Nank City are your lifelong pursuit. But in my eyes they are utterly worthless. Duke Brown said, oh, is that so? You don't even consider Nank City a threat. Just how grand are your ambitions? Could you tell me, a dying man, about them? Lin Xiao gazed at the starry sky, raised his finger to the heavens, and said in a deep voice, Divine Kingdom. Your Excellency is being far too ambitious. We are both just mortals. You set your sights on a divine kingdom. Do you think it's even possible? No. The kingdom of God is not my goal, but merely my starting point. A chill ran through Duke Brown's heart. The divine kingdom was a dream that all mortals could only dream of. But Lin Xiao only regarded it as a starting point. For a person with such grand ambitions, a mere Nank City was naturally not worthy of his attention. Your ambition is truly eye-opening. I've never done anything respectable in my life. Since I'm going to die anyway, I might as well be a stepping stone on your path to success. With that, Duke Brown handed his Kingslayer blade to Lin Xiao. Kingslayer's blade, a blade stained with the blood of a king, imbued with the power of royal lineage. Level 20 enchanted attribute, Crimson Legendary. Physical attack 2120, spell power 4200. Royal bloodline, attack and physical attack plus 30%. Reign supreme during battle. The player's kings will stacks. When kings will reaches 6 stacks, a thunder strike can be unleashed. The thunder strike deals damage equal to 100% of the player's damage dealt and restores 20% of the player's health. As expected of a legendary Crimson Glow armor set. Even before refining, its dual attack power has already reached the peak of a +5 Katarina Katana. Furthermore, the bonus from the king's bloodline is 10% higher than Katarina's additional bonus. Lin Xiao took the Kingslayer's blade and said in a deep voice. Thanks, Lin Xiao is a man of principle. He separates things one by one. I killed you because of a mission and you had to die. But since you gave me an extra gift, I'm still willing to say thank you. Lin Xiao then asked, where is the prince? Duke Brown pointed at the beautiful women then died. Ding! Congratulations on successfully defeating Duke Brownham. You have gained 6,500,000 experience points. 20 high-grade experience pills, 1 King's Glory armor, 1 King's Cry helmet and 1 Burning Gem card. When Lin Xiao cleared the North Road, he already had 65% of his experience points now. With the experience bonus from killing enemies and the addition of 20 high-level experience pills, Lin Xiao's level jumped directly to level 20. So he immediately equipped himself with the Kingslayer's blade, as well as the King's armor and King's helmet. Of course, these items were not yet finished products. He would only know their final benefits after returning to Phoenix Pavilion and having them reworked and forged by the Magnolia Warehouse. Once he collects the complete King's set and gains the set bonus, he will be invincible until level 30. Burning Gem card, a card that unlocks burning gems. 110 at a time. Burning gems are magical gems that can be socketed into equipment. The attribute bonuses gained vary depending on the number of gems socketed. The difference here isn't like the differences in other games. For example, in other games, if you socket 1 gem and get +10 attack power, 2 gems would give you +20 and 3 gems would give you +30. And socketing won't fail. But Eternal Journey is different, 1 gem grants +10. 2 gems grant +25 and 3 gems grant +40. It's a cumulative effect like a package deal, which seems more cost-effective. However, gemming can fail. Once it fails, just like refining, you could lose everything. Lin Xiao's lips curled into a smile. If it were his previous life, he would have unlocked it immediately and then relied on luck. But in this life, he wouldn't be so foolish. He raised his sword and pointed it at the beautiful women, who were immediately terrified and knelt down on the ground. We are all willing to serve the new king, but we beg for his mercy that he spare our lives. In chaotic times, women are often powerless to choose their own lives. They cannot choose their men whoever ascends the throne. They lie in his arms begging for survival. Even when evil spirits breach the city walls, they are forced to serve those filthy walking corpses, monsters and other creatures. Some perverts even take turns venting their lust on them before finally devouring them together. Lin Xiao said in a deep voice, "Clothes." Many of them had just stripped off their last few layers of clothing to please Duke Brown. And now they were all kneeling naked at Lin Xiao's feet. Others may not care about their dignity, and they themselves may not care either, but Lin Xiao does. He believes that even the most humble person should not live like this. But they had clearly misunderstood Lin Xiao's meaning. The beauties who had already undressed all breathed a sigh of relief and cried tears of joy, while the beauties who hadn't undressed all hurriedly scrambled to remove their last bit of clothing. Then with a charming smile, she pounced on Lin Xiao. These beautiful women, each with their own unique charm, were all stunning beauties. Judging from their performance serving Duke Brown just now, it was clear that they were all experts at pleasing men. Two beautiful women's delicate hands were already reaching directly towards Lin Xiao's private parts. Lin Xiao rolled his eyes speechlessly, then swept his sword across the room, causing the beauties to quickly withdraw their delicate hands in fright. Lin Xiao shouted, "Get dressed. Take me to your prince right now." After Wanli, Changyun and his group from the Invincible Guild rushed down into the tribunal's dungeon, they discovered that their nightmare had only just begun. There were several times more bosses here than up there. These bosses were all patrolling automatically, and they were quickly discovered. In order to protect Wanli Changyun, almost all of his dozens of subordinates were killed, leaving only Yijian Rumang and Sister Hong with him. But the three of them had been cornered and were in a desperate situation with no way out. System announcement: Player Sword Feather has successfully killed Duke Brownham, achieving the first kill of Duke Brownham and receiving a reward of 1,000 first kill points. Wanli Changyun gritted his teeth and said, "If I had known it would end like this, I should have gone to fight Duke Zhongmu. That would have been better than being wiped out here." But at that moment, all the bosses that had surrounded them suddenly vanished into thin air. Not only in the dungeon, but all the bosses in the entire Nank city also disappeared. System announcement: the traitor has been executed, and all White Walker specters have been forcibly buried alive with him. Players are urged to immediately find the prince and restore the throne. Wanli Changyun, overjoyed at the unexpected turn of events, exclaimed, "Ha ha ha. Jian Yu would never have imagined he'd be the one to benefit me. So what if I killed the near gold boss? I'm in the dungeon now, who can find the prince before me? Ha ha ha, hurry. Split up and find out which cell the prince is in. I'm about to take off." Wanli Changyun was so excited, he almost grinned from ear to ear. By a twist of fate, after surviving countless near-death experiences, he was the one who had the last laugh. That idiot Jian Yu worked so hard to defeat a boss, but in the end I got the prize. I'm definitely going to send him a 1-cent red envelope later and give him a good humiliation. However, he immediately stopped laughing. Yijian Ru Meng and Sister Hong searched every cell in the dungeon, but they couldn't find a single cockroach, let alone the prince of Nanqi City. The three of them stood frozen in place, like wooden sculptures. System announcement: Player Jian Yu has successfully rescued the prince and is now preparing to proceed to the temple to hold the restoration ceremony. All players are requested to attend the ceremony. A commemorative gift will be awarded to all who participate. He single-handedly crushed all the bosses on the North Road, accumulating over 20,000 points. Then he stormed the royal palace alone, single-handedly killed a near-gold-level boss, rescued the prince, successfully restored the kingdom, and won 2 championship rewards. Holy crap. Even novels wouldn't dare write something like this. Speaking of that Invincible Guild, where are they? At first, they were all acting like they'd just eaten a super hot pot. All high and mighty, where are they now? I really thought some master had emerged from seclusion, and a new king was about to be crowned on the leaderboard. Turns out it's just the Ma Baegu of the online gaming world. When Yijian Rumeng and Heng Jai saw this message, their faces turned pale with fright. Zhao Hongli had made it very clear before that if they lost, one of them would be sent to Thailand and the other to the Philippines. Zhao Hongli's face twitched with rage, his eyes looking like he wanted to devour someone. Qin Hao. When I said I was going to the palace to find Duke Brown to fight it out, which B********** D told me to rush into the dungeon. Yijian Ru Meng gritted his teeth. President Zhao. It's no use saying all this now. We acted on our own and embarrassed ourselves in public. Duke Andre won't let us off the hook when we get back. Zhao Hongli's expression changed drastically. As a reclusive player, there are many rules, the most important of which is not to embarrass his master. Otherwise, the lightest punishment would be a 15-day seal and being kicked out of the house. The so-called 15-day seal means that all data will be frozen for 15 days. Whether you are grinding monsters or fighting bosses, you will not get any rewards or experience. Even taking experience pills will not help. Even if you are a top-tier expert, if you are sealed for a full 15 days, you will have long since become an ordinary player by the time you are unsealed. This is a loss that Zhao Hongli absolutely cannot afford. So we should try to snatch the last prize and save face. That's the most important thing right now. If we can regain our face, we might be able to explain ourselves when we get back. What do you say? Zhao Hongli gritted his teeth and said. Win the final prize. How do you win? One sword enters the dream said. The prince hasn't officially completed his coronation ceremony yet, so the event isn't officially over. We can still enjoy the event's buffs, and our Andre medals enhancement still lasts for 10 minutes. Why don't we gather our forces, go straight to the palace, and publicly slaughter Sword Feather, breaking his myth of invincibility? Duke Andre will surely be overjoyed. He might not only refrain from punishing us but also reward us handsomely. Sister Hong chimed in, yeah. At worst, we'll unleash the ultimate power of the Order of Andre and fight him to the death. We'll definitely win. It turns out that the Order of Andre not only has special blessings, but also a hidden ultimate secret. Now that things had come to this, Zhao Hongli had no other choice but to agree. However, he snarled a warning to Qin Hao. You made a bet with Jian Yu to clear the northern road, tricking me into rushing into the dungeon. You've already swindled me twice. If you fail to win the final prize this time, do you know what I'll do to you? Yijian Rumeng swallowed hard. Zhao Hongli sneered. I'll first send you to Thailand for surgery. Then I'll personally make you cry. And finally, I'll send you and her to the Philippines to work as PR******Ute. Zhao Hongli had poured his heart and soul into this game. If he were truly sealed for half a month, he would have virtually no hope of recovery. Right now, he was so angry that he had lost his mind. A sword pierced a dream. Goosebumps erupting all over his body. I understand. At the temple of Nank City, a group of beautiful women led the way, with Lin Xiao and Prince Nalin of Nank City following closely behind, slowly making their way towards the throne in the temple. Inside and outside the temple, players who came to watch the ceremony were crowded together. Prince Nalin of Nank City had been imprisoned in the secret passage under Duke Brown's bed. He had long since given up hope of escaping, but unexpectedly, Lin Xiao appeared like a god descending to earth, not only rescuing him from his prison but also restoring him to the throne. At this moment felt both respect and fear for Lin Xiao. Just like Emperor Xian of Han saw Cao Cao. Just as Lin Xiao and Prince Nalin were about to step onto the steps leading to the throne, a loud roar suddenly rang out. Wait. Yijian Rumeng arrived at the scene. Lin Xiao turned around and sneered at Yijian Rumeng. You really have the nerve to come. Too bad I'm embarrassed. Anyone can receive the commemorative prize for attending the ceremony. But you're not eligible, Prince Nalin quickly replied. That's right. The sword feather god's meaning is my meaning. Even the king was so subdued by Lin Xiao, which made everyone admire him even more. One sword enters the dream sneered. No way, sword feather. You really think I'm a country bumpkin? You think I'd care about your measly commemorative award? Don't be ridiculous. I'm here to find you purely because I'm not convinced. Lin Xiao scoffed. You're not convinced, fine. If you think you have the ability to disagree with me, then come and try it now. A sword enters the dream. But he says, I admit I can't beat you. But I just won't accept itis that a problem. Lin Xiao sneered, I understand. You're here to stall for time. When Yajian Ru Meng's thoughts were seen through. His face instantly turned red, just now. Apart from Zhao Hongli's sister Hung and himself, everyone else in the guild had died. It would take time to return to the city and come back. So he deliberately came to cause trouble and delay the time. Just so that the event wouldn't end early and they could continue to enjoy the event's benefits. Lin Xiao didn't mind and said directly, just tell me. You bunch of small fry from the Invincible Guild. How long do you want me to wait? No need to wait. Sister Hung strode into the arena. All the brothers of our Invincible Guild are outside the hall now. If you're so capable, then stop the prince from ascending the throne. And let's have a fair and square fight. The onlookers began to whisper amongst themselves. Are you kidding me? So many people ganging up on Sword Feather God. And you have the nerve to call it fair and square, however. To be fair, their Order of Andre is really overpowered. It's said to have a hidden ultimate technique that's even more terrifying. If a real fight broke out, the outcome would be very difficult to predict. If I were Sword Feather God, I'd definitely let the prince ascend the throne first, and then fight them after the event buffs wore off. Otherwise, it'd be too much of a loss. The suggestions from the onlookers are good. But if Lin Xiao listened to them, he wouldn't be Lin Xiao. Lin Xiao said loudly, fine, you're not convinced, are you? Then I'll write I'm convinced all over your faces today.